We are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well. You guys all know me. You know, Devil's Advocate here, and my big brother, my brother right here.
Average Joe from Philly. Go Birds. Champions all 2025. Let's get it.
That's right. Yo, why? What's up, my brother?
Not much.
All right. So I think from time to time I try to have my friend on because he's a good foil, right? He's really he doesn't share exactly my same views, but I mean he's more reasonable to talk to. So I always like to have my my friend on. Hope down the road we can have him on more. It's all good. Why? What's up, my brother? Did you just got home from work? Did you eat yet, man? So tonight we'll have an interesting video. I wanted to check it out. So I've been saving it for a while. So hopefully it'll be an interesting video. Let's do it. You know, also I want to say right down the road, I do want to do you at your shop? You have me playing at your shop? You're great. Yo. Just getting ready to prepare dinner. All right, get that food. I want to do we should do the things where if you are hungry one of these nights, we could go somewhere and get to eat and do recordings. We can just record. I saw some guys just record going out. So I think that'd be an interesting thing. Just record going out and chilling. I think people will like that too. I did one where my birthday video. I did a birthday video of me just going out and just going to a restaurant eating by myself. It was okay, decent people watch it, so I think that'd be fun to do. All right, let's do it. I think you will. I think it'll be interesting. Some good topics. Some interesting. Hopefully, some interesting breakdowns and reactions.
Okay, let's do it.
All good, my brother. Go and eat your food. Take care, my brother.
Everybody, Detroit, make some noise. Shoot, she look like she got hands. She do, for real, y'all. I was scared. Let's get into this conversation. Episode 1, we about to kick it. Crystal, you know I love coming to you with the bullshit. Sorry. Here we go. The title of this episode is Baby Daddy, Baby Mama. Why y'all always around? Crystal, scenario. She already bad. Your man has 2 kids with the same lady, right? And they always spend the night with each other on Christmas Eve. They decide they want to keep that tradition up this year. Are you okay with that?
We having a sleepover.
We all gonna be there.
We having a sleepover. If you going, I'm going too.
You going too?
I'm going too.
All right, cool. So you go.
It's a family affair.
It's an affair, okay?
If I'm not invited, you can't go.
What about you, Super?
Bitch, he's not even going. So if you want to go, I'm coming too.
Period. You gonna get some hot cocoa, get the covers, whatever. You gonna be rubbing your feet together like a cricket.
Exactly.
Okay.
Y'all so selfish.
Oh.
Thank you.
Why they selfish, Anton? Why they selfish, Anton?
That's his wife too.
Here we go.
Here he go.
Here we
2K. 2K, what you think about this?
I mean,
Would you be the baby daddy going to stay tonight at Drake Mama house?
me, if I'm the baby daddy?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's a win. Y'all not thinking about the kids.
We definitely are.
Y'all trying to confuse the fucking kids.
No. But you know what's so interesting about this is that everything, because it's about the kids. That's what, no, the holidays are about the kids.
You confusing the kids.
But this just shows you that women put themselves first before they put family.
We all are family.
We are the family.
How? We're a blended family.
It's a blended family.
Y'all never asked the question of what's best for the kids. No, this is real. You never asked the question about what's best for the kids.
Confusion is not what's best for the kids.
Exactly.
Y'all not built like y'all grandmothers.
My grandma wasn't built. She left that nigga.
Y'all not like grandma, because grandma was able to endure, and grandma did what's best for the family.
Grandma couldn't even get a bank
Grandma
account.
was the side woman in the house.
Grandma couldn't get a bank
That
account,
part.
a credit card. Grandma couldn't get a mortgage.
Grandma couldn't do.
See, that's something that's a lie. What she can do, the grandma, what can do is that she can use her husband's credit card. Because here's the thing, back in those days, men incur the debt. So women can use credit cards. They can use the card. They can incur debt. I mean, they can use money. They can buy property can be inherited. They can get property. It's just that they can't incur debt. Men incur the debt. That's the thing.
Yeah, but okay. But men use that to sort of like micromanage, which I can understand someone not being happy with.
Well, here's the thing. Would you not micromanage your money if you are the ones who's producing that money?
I agree, which is why now the woman would want to produce her own money
but that also comes again. That comes with everything comes with drawbacks, consequences. It came with incurring the debt, having debt. I mean, we both know I have like about $3,000 in credit card debt. If I could still use my wife's money, I would gladly give her the debt. That's the thing. So if she, I mean, and this is we always use the extremes. I don't think it's like, oh my God, you can't buy that, you can't. No, I don't think that's the typical. It's just that you don't go crazy. That's the thing. Not like, oh, you know, there's no money for you. No, I don't think it's just don't go crazy.
But as an adult, I do enjoy being able to like do whatever I want with my money, even if sometimes it's foolish.
But see, that's the thing. Here's the problem where I think that is the curse of being single. Because you get single for a certain amount of time, you are used to it. I think being in a relationship is like a skill you have to keep on honing. Okay. Because a mindset for being a single person and a mindset for being a person in a relationship is drastically different. Okay.
All right. Well, then, and I guess we're going to get into it. So what do you think about this topic then? Of like all right. Do you go over just hypothetically? Do you leave your girl home and go over your baby mama's house for the kids?
Well, I may have a different kind of view. I wouldn't. Let's say this. If me and my girl don't have kids, and let's say my baby mom, you know, we have kids together, then I probably would. Because if I'm bringing my girl in there, I'm bringing drama. And that's needless.
Why would there be drama?
Because here's the thing, where let's be honest, it's just with most women, if they see, I mean, it's depending on the case, but I believe that there's a higher chance for you to bring drama into it. Because let's say if your baby mama sees you with a woman, bring into her house and stuff like that, and then you know you lovey-dovey shit like that. Yo, what's up, Elk? What's up, my brother? She may get angry. It can happen. Women can be overly emotional. I would say this: let's say me and my current girl has a child, then yes, I will bring the child and my current girlfriend into that. But if we don't, then yeah, I'm gonna have to separate it. Because I don't want to. This is the thing where I think a lot of men try to stay away from drama. They don't want the headache. That's the thing where I think a lot of women don't understand.
Okay. So I mean, I agree with you about not wanting drama, but then I figure if you're with someone else and you and your child's mother, if y'all can't co-parent without there being, if you don't think she'd react well to you having your current girlfriend present, then that means there's still feelings there. And personally, I wouldn't go. I'd be like, we got to make other arrangements then.
Well,
I mean, if we have an understanding that, hey, we're raising our children, but we're separate, and I have somebody else, then there really shouldn't be any drama. We should handle like mature adults. And if I don't trust her to do that, if I don't trust my baby mama to do that, then I probably shouldn't be there anyway. Is my reason. I figured we had to make other arrangements.
I can see your reasoning, but again, at the end of the day, you think about the children. They would want both parents around them. So
Get that.
It's about sacrifice. Yes, I would care about my current significant other, but I would care about my kids. You know, I mean, so that's the thing where at the end of the day, it's about sacrifice. You got to decide what is sacrifice. So I would say that.
But she had to.
Grandma didn't know how to do shit to make cornbread.
The only reason,
And that shit was dry.
Change fucking pampers.
the only reason y'all need all that because y'all can't keep a man.
Who can?
Who can't keep a man? And then you got the audacity to swing your feet after you said that whole shit.
Man.
Do we feel like people fight hard enough for their family and relationships?
Absolutely don't.
No.
No.
Especially women.
I'm gonna say no. They
Okay,
don't.
Super, let's get into it. Why do you think no?
Women will break their family for any little fucking thing. Anything a man could do, a woman is going to chase another nigga. And gonna be with another nigga, not even think about her kids, don't think about her family, don't think about nothing she's built with this man. Don't think about that you done brought a whole child into this world. You know, I'm talking about me, bitch. Don't think about none of
Said
that.
we
and
talking
just
about
to
me.
go find a whole nother nigga and deal with the same shit from a different nigga.
Nah, but for real. 2K, what you think about that? We talk often about, sometimes you guys say that you think that women are selfish when it comes to, you know, quickly leaving a man or not necessarily fighting for the family. What's your perspective on that? Do you think that women are quick to leave when things get rough?
No, I don't think that. I know it. Okay, so it's hard to hear because I'm surrounded by women, and they always talk about how they'll die for their kids, but you want to stay with your baby dad for your kids. Y'all know the percentages of a child coming up in a single mother home. So y'all,
I do think that's funny. Women would do anything for their kids except stay with the man they chose to have kids with. That's the thing. They would literally kill for their kids. They would die for their kids, yet not stay with the man that they chose to have kids with. That is always crazy to me. That is always crazy to me.
You don't think men do the same thing sometimes?
Here's the thing. Men would stay with a woman. I'm not saying men would faithfully stay with a woman.
But no.
I would say men would still stay in the relationship.
As long as they can step out and
I mean, as long as this is a thing where as long as they can do their bad behaviors. I don't condone that. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying that like men would do, you know, a lot for their kids, still stay with the woman that they chose to have kids with. But if these men they do have bad behaviors, yes, they would still stay with their kids and do the bad behavior. We've seen it before where men would cheat and still stay with that woman. So, anyway, I don't condone that either. I don't think I've always felt that if it's cheating and abuse, then yes, you probably shouldn't be together. I definitely agree with that. But here's the thing where I don't think that that's a common thing. Or I don't think that's the number one. I think is the true number one is that she sees red flags after she has kids with him. She sees the red flags. Oh, he doesn't have ambition. He's lazy. He's this. But then you should have known that beforehand. You just didn't. Or you didn't know it or you didn't care to know it. So I don't think the cheating thing is the biggest, actually the biggest thing. So
Okay.
I know y'all put him at a real disadvantage. But here y'all go. He did something like cheating and hurt y'all fragile little egos. Now y'all ready to destroy the family. Y'all can't sit here and tell.
You not lying.
It's
The
like,
next nigga gonna cheat. Then
Come on
what?
now.
Chulo, what you think about that?
Nah, man, listen, I 100% agree with everybody up here. You know what I mean? Because the thing is,
Don't say everybody, nigga. I ain't gave my opinion yet.
okay, well,
I really, you know, I don't know. I think we should talk about this one day.
Yeah.
I really loved our race discussions. I really loved it. I really hate people saying the N-word. I really do. I don't know.
Ah,
I
okay.
really do.
Okay.
I just when I was younger, I
Uh-huh.
mean, when I was high school, I admit I said it with my friends.
Okay.
But now it's just like, you know what? Let's just delete that. I think we should just delete that word. I really do. I mean, but I don't know.
Okay. All right. I have faults.
But I said it. I'm saying like when we have our race discussions,
Mhm.
those are good discussions. That's
Yeah.
why that's why I love having you on. I really do.
Thank you, bro.
perceivably, everybody, you know, because you got to think about it. A relationship is supposed to be something that you take it serious. Intention. You date with intention. You marry with intention. Yo, I'm planning on being with you forever. Who the hell want to be in a 2 to 6 month relationship? So you got to look at that person like, yo, can I take your bullshit if this bullshit ever even arrives? Yo, am I cool with you cheating on me? Am I cool with you, us getting into it back and forth? Like, can we come back from that? That's something you need to be thinking about before you even get into that long-term relationship.
y'all having a wrong conversation.
What's the conversation need to be there, Anton? Come on, get us together, T.
No, seriously, because for some reason y'all always asking women what they want. They don't even know what they want.
You know what?
No, seriously.
That's fair.
No, seriously.
So, it varies every day.
No.
It takes time for us to figure out what we want. We gotta bump our heads a couple times before we figure
Even in their 60s and 70s, they don't know.
out what we
You know what I'm
want.
saying?
We was too busy reading them Sister Soldier books when we was kids, and we thought that black was gonna show up and we was over our feet like
Yeah.
fly girl.
We thought midnight was coming to save the day.
No, seriously, there's a lot of.
Oh, I was just looking. You gotta dip your toes into investing, man. $10. That's it. Every week, $10. That's it, man.
Every week.
Because it's like the last few weeks,
Mhm.
things are rocky, man. At least you should be buying, like, put $10 in that, put $10 in this.
It's gonna come back up.
It with $10, you don't need to work. You don't need to think about it. It's not like you're putting like 100,000.
You're right.
$10 because, and I said this before to you guys too. This is the time to invest. The market is crazy. I was just glancing at my phone and I saw the stock market and it just made me think about it. Please invest. Come on. I believe better for my brothers. $10. $10 a week. Put it into Google, Facebook, Amazon, even Apple or whatever. Okay? Something that is long term. Bro, $10, man. Put $5 into Google, $5 into Amazon, whatever. Just put money into it. You know, I mean, think about it. Like $10, bro. That's it. If that's what you put, what you can spare, I really think you should do it.
Okay.
Women that's looking for their father and a man that they talking to.
Shit, definitely,
Honestly.
especially on labor post.
That is true.
There's a lot of women looking for that. But the real question that I have is not even for the women because I don't think y'all know what y'all talking about anyway. The real question that I have is
Not too much.
why are y'all talking to women that's offering a package deal?
What's the package?
That's
deal?
your children. I'm talking to guys that decide that they want to talk to a single mother.
Which is me. Yeah, which is me.
I'm sorry, Papa
Married
Chulo.
married
I
that woman, made
love
millions with her.
Chulo, but I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Give
Structure.
me the explanation then, Chulo.
Structure. All right, so listen.
Oh yeah, give it to him.
I got you. So I had a 4-year-old daughter. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for somebody who already had a kid.
Now, see, that's the difference. I'm a strict believer that if you don't have kids,
Mm-hmm.
don't get with someone with kids. Don't.
Okay.
I honestly believe And it's all dependent on your own value. If you're an average man and you want a above average woman in looks, but she has kids, fine, okay. But if she's an average woman and she has kids, and you're an average man, honestly, that average woman with kids is now below you. She's below you. And if she's not, okay, this is the thing where if she better be like working so hard to get with you. That's the thing. But if she's average, has kids, and you have to work hard to get with her, not worth it. Not worth it. I honestly believe it's just not worth the. It's not worth the. It's not worth the pain. That's why I would never promote that. If you don't have kids, don't get with a woman who has kids. Especially, I mean, there's a lot of factors to it, but it's just women with kids, they will have to work harder if they want certain types of men. So it's all dependent because, like, I just think that it's a red flag. Women with kids is a red flag. Red flags are not automatically no, but red flags are you gotta watch out. So, have you ever been with a woman with kids?
I've dated women with kids before.
How was that?
It was cool. I mean, they were still like. I actually think, and I wonder if he's going to get into it. I mean, I don't have any kids, so maybe he's not going to say what I'm thinking. But women who have children are, and not like babies, but like, kids that they're raising, those are women who've had to learn some responsibility. So I think there's some benefits to that. You know what I mean? Like it's like you might be like, all right, they had a kid or two when they were younger, but have their kids made it to their teenage years and done well in school? Are they structured and polite? She gets credit for that. And is she working? Is she working to provide for them? That means she understands the value of a dollar. She can hold down a home when you're not around. She might make a good partner. I'm not saying it's all. I'm not saying you're wrong about the things you're concerned about, but I'm just saying there are some positives.
No, I'm not saying that there's no pros, I guess. But here's the thing where I think that can be standard in most women. It can be standard in most women. So it's just she had kids. Well, you could have a woman without kids, get kids, and then she'll develop that. But I do get it.
The experience of loving another kid outside of who they at. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get with no woman that don't have that type of experience. She don't know how to nurture the kid. None of that because she don't have her own. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some type of separation. It's gonna be some type of separation. I needed that so I can go ahead and build my empire, which I did.
Period.
Which is one of the reasons why women feel like it's okay to operate in bad behavior because they always know it's a chulo that's waiting for them to fix them.
But that's not true. We had this argument every
I
time.
think two things can be true at once. I do think that us as women need to do a little bit more digging before we allow somebody to do some digging in us. I think that sometimes we'll be real quick to lay on our back and be like, oh, we cute, or we didn't like each other's pictures a little bit, or we didn't talk a little bit. Vet that man a little bit more.
I agree.
Get to know what that person actually brings to the table. Get to know, what his triggers are, how he act when he mad, how he act when he depressed, how he treat his mama, how he talk to his cousins. Get to know all of that because it's going to be a reflection of how he actually treats you. Now back to him.
But go back.
If I was a grown ass man, I would only date single mothers.
What?
Here's my explanation. There is something about when I had my child that literally grew me the fuck up.
Come on.
It grew me up.
Come on.
It calmed me down.
Are you supporting this?
He is. Because it's true. When a woman gives birth, when a woman carries a child and has that child, it's like another level unlocks in you. Like something different happens. And when I tell you, what's wrong with you? I'm going to say, okay, for some. I'll say that for some.
Yeah, because it's not for everybody. You got dick.
She kind of essentially said what you said, essentially. But here's the problem.
Okay.
With that growing the F up kind of mentality comes with higher expectations, higher standards. When honestly, here's the thing. This is why I just said when I was just saying before with you. Okay, if she has kids, if you get with a woman with kids, well, she better prove her worth to you. Let's say to a man that doesn't have kids. Because here's the thing. You are coming in this clean slate, essentially. She's not. She's coming here with baggage already. Yes, she may has these pros where she's grown the F up, but here's the thing. Growing the F up comes with attitude, with higher standards, with a mentality that's honestly, I've said this is not a compliment, the strong, independent mindset. It's not a compliment. I've learned that, you know what? I grew up loving a strong, independent woman to only learn that is a shitty ass woman. A strong, independent woman is honestly a headache. So usually women that has kids grown their F up, well, they've grown the whole strong women mindset. And honestly, just like we were talking about before, right? With how your mindset as a single person should be different to a mindset of a person who wants or is in a relationship, because you should act differently and just do things differently. So what makes it worse for baby single mothers is because, yes, you may be more, I don't know, responsible, but what comes with that is, again, it's just an attitude. It's a mindset that before you had kids, you thought yourself was a 10. Now, after you have kids, you think your value is a 20. You think you're beyond perfect. And that's a problem with a lot of single mothers.
Okay.
But honestly, no, you're not. If your value was a 10 before, it's definitely a 5 now. So
I definitely want someone who's full of themselves or overestimates their value or underestimates your value because of where they are. But I do think that I don't think that's I get what you're saying. Yeah, there's a lot of single mothers. Maybe there's a lot of women like that, but I don't know if that's automatic. I mean, you gotta, you know, on a person to person basis, you gotta figure it out. You might meet a single mother who, because of her experience, right now, she's like, oh, I can see the value of having a good man in my life, having a father for my kids, right?
yes,
Maybe she's learned respect. Maybe she'll appreciate having a partner who works and take some weight off her shoulders. Maybe she wouldn't be like so uppity. Maybe she'd be, you know. Maybe she's learned.
That's why you got to do some more Kendrick G videos with me.
Yeah.
Any mothers out there too.
I give y'all that. But the truth of the matter is, overall, especially when it comes to a single mother raising a kid by herself, she chose to keep that baby safe. She raising that child. She's doing what the responsible person will be doing.
Until he say you ain't my daddy.
They don't say that for real.
Until he say you not my daddy.
They don't be saying that. My kids ain't never told me no shit like that. But I also don't try to be their mom. I let them know I'm just the extra pillar here, baby. I'm not trying to replace your mom.
That part too.
So why you be so mad about the stepdad?
Because listen, a kid is always gonna seek to find the person that created him.
Okay.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that though.
I'm gonna address you tonight.
Ooh,
I'm ready.
I'm gonna address you tonight.
I'm ready.
Real talk. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell ladies. I'm gonna talk to y'all for a second, but I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. This is the honest to God truth. And your man not gonna tell you this, so don't check him later on tonight once I give you the information. Okay? Most guys, if they had to do it all over again, because they say they're there for their kids, even if they're mad at you. If they had to do it all over again in a lot of instances, and they're not gonna tell you this, that kid would never exist.
same thing with women. It's a lot of women that would do the same thing.
Take it in for a minute.
I took it in for a minute. That's how I got challenged.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If he had to do it all over again, that kid would never exist.
Yeah.
Meaning that they regret ever being with you in the first place.
Do you know that shoe goes 2 ways?
So
It definitely goes two ways.
If your baby daddy don't like you, what makes you qualify for an upgrade? Why do y'all standards get better when your circumstances get worse?
Just because you dealt with a man that didn't do right by you don't mean you don't deserve what you supposed to have.
You deserve a better one.
What
But
you
then-
mean? What?
But then he didn't do right for you, but you thought he was good enough to get a kid with. That's the thing. I've seen videos, or I know plenty of women, they barely knew the man and still had kids with him. That is the thing that most women don't talk about. Tell me how long you've been with him. 3 months, 6 months, a year, and had a kid with him? No, that isn't. No, that's the thing. This is why on my channel I've always said that why don't do it out of wedlock, because if he can't even walk down the aisle with you, he shouldn't be having a child with you. Because if he couldn't handle the hurdle of marriage, he's not going to handle the hurdle of children. And this is the problem with the black community. This is the problem with the black community, where they think that I'd rather be a baby mama than a wife. They always think that children is less of a responsibility, less of a whatever than marriage. So it's fine that, oh, let's talk about being a baby mama than actual wife. That is the problem. I saw a statistic that what is it? Back in like before the 1950s, 1940s, 75% of households had fathers. Black families, black host households had fathers. Now it's only about 25%. 25%.
So I'd have to double check that, but I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into it because because then you got to talk about why that is, and like it's all right. It's all right. That's a long, convoluted discussion.
It would be.
Yeah,
That's why I love, bro. I love. That's why I love. I hate you for that. I hate
So you telling me that because I already have children that I don't deserve a good man?
Yes.
See, here's the thing. See that what she just said is
rough.
stupid. No one says that you. I mean, what you deserve? No, you don't deserve nothing that you don't work for. You don't just deserve something. Okay, just because you have children doesn't mean you deserve. No, people don't deserve love. No, you work for something. Now, here's the thing. What these women don't say is not about you deserving a good man. Is that what comes with a good man? You also want him to have other quality as well. It's not just a good man. Because I've said this before. Dating for women is easy. Easy. They can find a good man. Easy. The problem is they don't want that good man because he's not attractive enough, tall enough, wealthy enough, charming enough, whatever enough. Good men, in my personal opinion, are dime a dozen. Dime a dozen. It's just that good men might not be charming, might not be good looking, might not be tall, might not be wealthy. That don't mean that there aren't good men. There are plenty. You're just not attracted to him. That's the problem with a lot of women.
Okay.
That don't make no sense at all. That don't make no sense at all.
All right, so this is crazy.
But I'm so glad that the world don't work the way he thinks it should, because we have a lot of people that'll be just assed out.
Now, do you think? I got a question. Do you think that she don't deserve a good man, period, or do you want her not to have a date at all until the kids are 18?
No, I want her to go back with her baby daddy.
But he a piece of
And I would never.
Okay.
And I would never.
The guy that you open up your legs to was your husband.
20 years ago. Do you know how old these kids are? These kids are fucking teenagers. She ain't had some coochie before she knew how to use that coochie.
First of all, see, my situation might not be everybody's situation. I have my kids young. You know, I have my children young. So to be honest with you, I agree with him when he said you look for your father. I didn't have that. I didn't have my father. I didn't have a male in my life that really like taught me what a man was supposed to be. So I really was walking around blind trying to figure it out. I'm running into people. If I knew better, I would have vetted. You feel me? I didn't know what that was at 16. I didn't.
Here's the thing where I think now I'm not saying that it's out of the realm of possibility, but here's the thing where I think it's stupid with a lot of women. It's excuses. It's excuses. Saying that you don't know better. You know to not get with the dealers, the scammers, the men that walk this. It's like you do know, you just don't think about it. That's the thing I believe. I mean, I don't know how deep you are. I mean, well, you're a black guy. You should be deep. I mean, but I've been there. You know, I've been around. I've lived around it most of my life. I've seen these women get with shitty men at a young age. Outside looking in, I knew he was a shitty man.
What did you say? At a young age, how old are most women when they become single mothers? I mean, is it happening in their a lot in their mid-20s or in their early 30s.
Single mothers, like in
cheating
their
people.
early 20s, some in their teens.
In their teens.
But
Teens are like, all right, so here's the thing. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say the woman bears more responsibility because she's the one who carries the child. I know it. But humans, that's women and men, make dumb decisions when we're children, even when we're told the right thing to do.
No, I agree.
And that sucks. It does suck. And there are probably worse consequences for a woman who does that. But I don't think it's right to. I got to hear the rest of what this guy has to say. But
know what that was?
him saying, if I say, oh, you don't deserve to, I'm just going to put it this way. You don't deserve to be happy because you made a dumb mistake when you were 17, when you were between 17 and 22. I don't think that's fair. I think the judgmental, that's not fair. Now, you may have to accept some things, but that doesn't mean that, like he said, no, you don't deserve a good man. You should just go back to that guy that you screwed up with when you were a kid. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
I don't think that's right too. I don't think that's right too. I do think that doesn't mean that you deserve a good man.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's going back.
But I don't to talk about. I don't want to talk too much about what someone deserves, because that sounds like passing judgment. I'm not God. I don't get to tell you what you deserve.
But see, that's the thing.
Like,
that's the thing. I'm here to pass judgment. I've said this before. Bring back shame. Bring back shame. We need to bring back shame to these women, to these immoral people. Bring back shame. We should be judging.
I think we get carried away with it, and we get with a grace.
And it's like, I'd rather carry away with shame than what we're doing now. So.
But listen, it goes back to the original conversation that I was having, and I said that women are selfish. When I grew up, I used to be in the church. I grew up in the church, and I would always see women pray to God for a good man. Send me this man that I deserve. But then I always would ask my mom, and she would pop me in the mouth. And I would ask my mom.
I'm on her side. I'm thinking about it.
Honestly, this is how my brain works. This is not a joke. This is real. I would ask my mom. I would say, well, what about him? Like, why would God mess his life up by giving him you?
So you first of all, what I never hear you say. For some reason, you don't make men take accountability for their choices.
No, you
blame women for everything. No, you never make men take accountability for what they do.
I do, but what I'm saying is,
I don't get that. Why is it always the woman's fault?
Because when you think about it, when I was taught in church was you treat people how you want to be treated. Thanks. Some of these women, guys know what they qualify for. They know they don't qualify for the top woman. Women will take the best option, knowing that she gonna mess his life up, knowing that she gonna slow him down. When the women was in church praying, and I would look at her, and I would look at that booger wolf.
That is not so. You can't put these booger wolves in church.
But everybody think they deserve Idris Elba.
But he's not talking about the men who decided to date them.
Everybody deserves Idris Elba, no matter what you look like. Let me give you something.
These men still made the decision to deal with these women.
Here's the thing. I want to talk about this. Why don't men hold other men accountable? Why are we trying to hold women accountable? Here's the thing. How can you hold a man accountable when you, as women, would still sleep with him? He was a shitty man. Yeah, okay, let me tell you this. Let me say, I've always said this example. I'm telling this shitty man, this player, stop doing this to women. Stop doing this to women. Stop cheating on women. Stop doing this. But here's a man that I personally believe a good man, single, no, don't have women. Here's a bad man. He's multiple baby mamas. He can go sleep with another woman. He can still get another woman. So really, this is a thing where it's illogical to hold these types of men accountable, because at the end of the day, these men are essentially winning. Where who am I to tell this man who is winning at it to say don't do it? You can't tell a criminal not to steal when there's laws. There are laws out there to tell him not to do it. He still does it because the chance of winning, of getting that money. That's why you can't tell a player not to play because he's still winning.
He's winning.
So that's why you don't. That's why a lot of men, we do want to hold men accountable. But the problem is, it goes back to women. If I tell you the thugs, the scammers, all these men are red flags, yet you're still giving them your body, then I look like the fool who stuck my neck out to hold this man accountable, yet you still became his baby mama. So that's the thing where it makes more sense to hold women accountable because they're the ones who are taking away accountability from the Pookie, from the Ray Ray, from the players. These women are taking away accountability from these badass men. Because remember the thing I just said to you. It made more sense if a man like you, of your moral integrity, your caliber, if you had baby mamas, which is crazy, but if you had a lot of them, I know that at least you're the other type of man who's more morally sound. Why would a player listen to me? Listen to any man when he's winning?
This is true. But all right, so a player's gonna go after a certain woman who's gonna fall for that. She makes she makes her own bed and she's got a lie in it. I think I'd be nuts to go after a woman who continually does that. If she wants that and I'm not that, peace be unto you, right? Because I'm looking for someone more mature anyway. I'm looking for somebody who's...
Yeah, I agree. But here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That woman like that is now blaming all men for her shitty mistake, for her choice in that. That's the thing where I'm talking about.
All these women who got kids, who got remarried, or got with other men, and these men chose to be with these women though.
So let me
they made a decision to be with these men, these women too. So I'm not understanding.
All I know, I got you too, Kay. But all I know is when I heard that prayer, I would just say rebuke that.
And telling her right.
Why do you think there is? Hold on, I got a question.
In Jesus' name.
Hold on. Do you think there is a surplus? Hold on. I got a question for you in real life. Do you think it's a surplus of good men? Because let me tell you, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
There is. There's a surplus of good men. There's not a surplus of attractive men. That is the thing. Dating statistics. 80% of women find 80% of men unattractive. Literally, dating apps have shown, okay? At least it's a good basis for this. Most women find most men unattractive. That don't mean that most men are not good men. I personally believe, there's no study about it, but I personally believe most men are good men. Most men are good men. Just most men aren't attractive. That's just it.
So I don't disagree with you.
Wait. Ruthless Truth. Thank you, brother, for coming by. Continue.
What's up, bro? But my counter question, not argument, would be, I guess the idea is, all right, so most women don't find most men attractive. And are you saying that most men find most women attractive?
They do. 80% of men find 80% of women attractive.
Sexually attractive or marriage material? Because I think there's a difference.
Yes, there is a difference, but here's the thing. It's sexual, then into marriage. Because you can't, you can't tell I would say this, right? What will attract a man is your looks. What will keep a man is who you are. Plain and simple. So, honestly, for a man, the first thing he's going to see you is like, oh, I want to have sex with that. Or I think she's beautiful. That's just it.
But that's kind of my point. So I don't think, I don't know if women after a certain point approach it the same way. They even if they're looking at the physical, I think they're still thinking at a certain point, they're still thinking a long term. So this woman who's
but you gotta think about this. You won't get your foot in the door unless you're attractive. Same thing with both men and women. Same thing.
Okay.
You won't have a foot in the door if someone finds you unattractive.
But
It's just how it is.
But a woman may only swipe right on Tinder on that 20% of guys, where I might swipe right on like 70% of girls, but only 20 of them would I consider like
But this is the thing where
being a partner. The other 50%, I just want to like get my nut off. You know what I mean? So,
well, but this is the thing, right? Things can change. That's the thing. Well, like I said, foot in the door.
okay.
Like yeah, of a woman you thought, oh, she's attractive enough that you want to have sex with.
Mhm.
You have sex with her, and then she's like, she cooks for you, cleans for you, like she's literally being amazing. Well, that one you just thought you wouldn't have sex with, who was attractive, boom, you know, she changed your mind. It's like, oh, I actually want to be with this woman long term. That is the thing.
Guy doesn't get the chance to.
For a man, he's not even, for most women, he's not even in the door with her. He's invisible. That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. So it is drastically different.
Okay.
Nah,
I believe they out here. They out here.
it's not. It's a bunch of.
No. Y'all,
It's God made 6 good niggas and 4 of them in the audience. Ladies, roll the dice.
that's because you call them. That's because you call them niggas.
Come on,
Y'all know what y'all call them? Y'all call them lames.
They do be lame.
See? And then they grew up.
That's okay.
They grew up. Now y'all at the tech conferences trying.
Exactly. The men like me, men like you, we are not attractive to these women. I mean, whether you believe it or not, I believe I'm a good man. I know you're a good man. But essentially, we are not conventionally attractive, and to society as a whole, yeah, we may seem lame, geeky, awkward, nerd, whatever. We're not the conventional prototype for a desirable man. Well, that's the thing. Most men, I believe, are not the conventional desired man. Most men are not. But that don't mean that most men aren't good men.
Okay. I agree. Well,
Try to hide.
all right. No, save it. I'm gonna save it.
But my homeboys.
They be out here.
The reality is that y'all wanted the dope boys.
Hey, your title
And
was
now,
up.
no. And now that he got a felony and he can't get a job.
We gonna start a business.
Oh my God, so bad.
We gonna start a business and get a loan from the bank, nigga.
I see women today, they don't even like guys that got regular jobs no more.
Clock it. I'm not mad at that.
They don't like guys that got regular
How much-
jobs.
You know what though? Let's
You know, I'm not saying that this is average for regular black women, but I'm saying this: internet black women, women that have the audacity to talk online, that's what they're talking about. You want the scammers, the dealers, the entrepreneurs. Yet the 9-to-5 men, the blue collar men, you are shitting on. Absolutely disgusting to me. Absolutely disgusting. The 9-to-5 men, the blue collar men, are what pushes this world to keep on moving. You want the entrepreneurs, and you want the scammers, you want the dealers. It's like absolutely, it's just, these women are insane.
talk about this.
And then you want to complain about your healthcare coverage.
Let's talk about this. I think that all right, audience reset, nigga. Y'all ain't got mics. I do think that social media has given people a false idea that they have options they don't have. Just because a person is in your DM saying, hey, you cute, or sending you a dick pic, that's really all it is. They literally are not they're not trying to sit you down, they're not trying to wife you, they're not trying to date you, they're trying to fuck. And I think so many of us see the options, and you think the options are so open that, oh, this person getting on your, oh, you chewing too loud, bye. Y'all gotta try a little bit harder.
See,
with
that's the
these
problem,
niggas.
though. I'm glad you said that because in the Bible it said confuse thy enemy, right?
Why you keep talking about the Bible, you
Whoa.
atheist? Didn't we tell him not talking about the Bible?
Wait, hold on.
Definitely told you don't speak on the
Time
Bible.
out. In the Bible,
You better leave Big G alone.
I'm trying to help y'all out.
You ain't helping nothing.
Your Sky Daddy sent this message. Crystal is y'all enemy. Okay? Listen, Crystal, what Crystal said applies to Crystal and Crystal only, all right?
That's not true.
When Crystal got kids, she still look good. Do what you like to call a bad bitch on the bargain, okay?
Bitch on a bargain.
That's Crystal. But y'all, I'm looking at some of y'all.
Oh.
Cut that beard off.
Bro.
I grew it.
That has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. I can look the way I look and just be a trash ass bitch.
You
It's
think-
just-
Yeah, but this is the thing. What men care about, what women care about is different. At least she gets a way in. Yes, delusional. She gets a way in. That's the thing. This is the thing where I've said it before. Attraction gets you in the door. Whatever else, okay, that's what sustains and keeps a relationship. Well, at least you got in the door. Most men cannot say the same. Women would curb men instantly. So that's the thing. He can't even get the door. He can't even say that he's trash inside because honestly, to most women, he's trash outside. So really, that's the thing.
Let me get a quick question. So let's say you're right about that. That most of us aren't attractive enough to pull a lady, and we know it. Let's say we know it, right? So when they don't pick us and they pick somebody who's more attractive and he turns out to be a bad guy and they're like, oh, I made a big mistake, and they come running back to us, is the attitude like, is it like,
hi, bitch?
Right. But why is it because we feel slighted from before?
No. Well, probably. I mean, we're humans. Of course, we're gonna have emotions. Here's the thing: where I've said to men, never be settled for. Never be settled for. It's gonna be you're gonna build your relationship on no respect. She's not respecting you. She's settling for you. You are the safe option. You are her last pick. That being a woman's last pick is probably one of the worst feelings around. It will break a man. Knowing that she tried everything else and you're the only thing she could get. That is heartbreaking.
So all right. I have like questions for you, man. I just want to pick your brain about that.
Bro,
so,
come on.
This so like,
right? I love these conversations. Yeah. This is why I love these kinds.
So how do you know you're her last pick? How is it because later in life?
Well, this is the thing. How you know you're her last pick is how she treats you.
Okay.
If she would treat you like the man that she's absolutely heads over heels for, then yes, you're not her last pick. If she can ignore your feelings, sexless relationships, disrespect, don't care about your feelings, just don't care much about you, you know you're the last pick.
Okay.
You know she's settled for you.
I got you. And what else was I gonna say? No, I don't think this was a question. More of a thought. Like we've been operating on the idea that hey, we're not attractive enough to pull attractive women, and they go for a different type of man.
Friend zone, exactly, my brother.
But are we setting ourselves up by having that attitude all the time?
No. Here's the thing. I will say this: with men, we're realistic. I'm not saying I'm ugly. I'm saying I'm average. But here's the problem. Here's the problem we're having. How society is right now. Average men are not even good enough for average women. That is. If you see my other videos, please check out my other videos. And please like and subscribe too. If you see my other videos, average women are looking down on average men. This is why I said 80% of women are not top tens. No, it includes the fours, the threes, the fours, the fives, the six, the sevens, the eights, the nines. It includes those numbers. It includes those attraction levels. That's the problem I'm saying. We're having a kind of epidemic where average women are looking down on average men. That's the thing. We have egotistical women, average ass women, egotistical, narcissistic, selfish. That is the problem we're having. So I'm not saying that, oh my God, I'm so ugly, I can't get in a woman. So no. I'm saying that I'm a good man. We're good men. We're average men. I'm no like, jacked out model. No, I'm an average man. Nothing special, but nothing terrible. But good character. a productive adult, average. But even average women are looking down on average men. That is the thing.
I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like, and I'm probably just trying to play devil's advocate. I'm not even like,
which is why I love it.
But what if I'm an average guy? And you shouldn't be snotty or think too much of yourself. I know I'm not an underwear model or nothing. But I was like, yo, I'm pretty attractive. I'm pretty dope, cool dude. If you don't want to go after me, you're lost. And I'm not looking at the guy who's getting like, if there's 20 women in the bar or wherever you're at, and 15 of them are on the one guy, 15 of them missed out.
No,
I only need one.
This is the thing where I've said this. I mean, if you guys watch my videos, I'm not here to, oh my God, women need me. This is the thing where people call me incel, but I'm not here hating on women because they don't choose me. No, I'm not doing that. What I've said is that you can have standards. You can have whoever you find attractive is who you find attractive. Whoever you want is who you want. What I talk about now is that you chose who you want, yet you complain about it. Oh shit! Like she said, there's no good men. That's the thing. That's the shit where now I step in. No. There's no good men that you find attractive. That's the problem. Like you just said, where okay, she comes in and like she finds all these. She goes after all these men. Yeah, goes after all these men, and then all these men cheat on her, lied to her, and then she said, "Oh, there's no good men out there." Bitch, you just ignored a good man for all these other men. So really, no, there are good men. You just don't find them attractive. There are good men out there. There are men that want monogamy, even want marriage, want to be good fathers, want to be good husbands, just good men. You just don't find them attractive. And I don't care if you find them attractive or not. But then you go and say, all men suck, all men are liars, all men are cheaters, all men this, all men that. That's when I say, no, bitch, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not gonna happen.
Hold on, so wait, you think a dude would take you as is if you look like her?
Who was her? Never mind, don't do it. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, don't you dare point nobody.
Now, what I am gonna say this. Now, the physical do get people attention first, but you're human. That's human. That's normal. That's what people
Most
do.
people put up with your shit because you look like you.
That's not
Yes,
true.
Yes.
That's
not
100% true.
Stop dating these women based off of where they are. Because you're going to be much greater than you are right now.
But you don't.
Hold on. Don't deal with women based off of where they are. Find women based off of where you're going. When you're dealing with a woman.
That is also why I push my brothers, please invest. Please invest. The more you invest, the better. That's the thing. Where us men, it is what it is. We may not be able to necessarily change how attractive we are, but we can, but we may not be. But one thing we can do is work hard and change our fortune. That's what we can do. I honestly believe one of the things we could do and one of the things we should do is try to change our fortune. Please invest. This is the time. I'm not here to tell you because I'm no financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to invest, but you should invest. Not trade, not gamble, invest.
And you basing your standards off of where you are, you will take her, you'll take anything. You'll take her based off of what she look like. She not built for the rooms that you're gonna be in. And so what that means for the women is that y'all gotta get y'all game together. Because the guys that y'all call lame, they're not gonna be lame for the rest of their life. They're gonna be some of the most phenomenal dudes. They're gonna be the ones that create the companies. They're gonna be the ones that got the benefits, and they're gonna be the ones y'all gonna want to take care of y'all badass kids.
Agree.
But I pray against your kids, because I don't want.
How would you pray against the children?
Yes.
What you just said is applicable to women as well. A lot of times women date in potential, thinking you can build a man up, thinking you can just pour into him and be his damn near mama, sister, cousin, whatever. And you can't. So what you just said applies to both women and men. And stop trying to date somebody for potential, but think about where they're going, but where they are right now matters too. Because shit, niggas, you really working or are you just a dreamer? Because what happens to the people that are saying, I'm going to do this and this, but they're not necessarily working for it. They just want it. They just want it.
You're assuming that these guys. You know what's so funny? Because
Okay.
You introduce your kids and you think that we like your kids. We don't like your kids.
First of all, Anton, don't you say no shit like that when you just met Chandler today.
No, I love Chandler.
Oh,
Chandler is an exception.
huh.
But your kids are cuter than you. Like, when you post them online, they're not as cute to us as they are to you. Honest to God. You ain't got to post your kids on low. We don't care about your kids. Your kid got a snotty nose.
You don't care.
And they're going to grow up and steal my kids.
I want to know what lady with kids fucks you over because, baby, you be hurt about them stepmothers.
No, I just think that the whole community is messed up because we keep celebrating trash culture. That's all.
I do
Messed
think
up.
trash culture.
How am I messed up?
I do think that, like I said, I think social media gives us this false identity that we have more options than we actually have.
And we don't.
That we have, even when it comes to friendship. Just because that girl liking your pictures, just because she commenting, just because she hit you with the twin, that don't mean that bitch like you. I done had girls sit up in my face and friend, whole time hate me.
That's your friend.
No, that's that crazy shit. That's that crazy shit in real life too. What was you about to say?
No, I was just speaking on the whole situation. Like, it's somebody out there for everybody, right?
No.
And it's always going to be another person who pretty much visualizes they life and say, listen, I want a woman like this. And it might not be what bro like. It might be what somebody like, And everybody going to be successful in their own right. Because I'm looking at it like, I don't believe that successful men just going to go after this type of woman. Because I didn't.
Now, see, this is why we got to get back to arranged marriages, right?
I'm not.
Listen.
I ain't wrong with it.
Hey, when your dad was trading y'all for livestock, the system was working.
My daddy can't keep a cow alive.
This the thing though. I hear you. But that would work if fathers actually stayed in their daughter's life.
Tell your mama start running them away.
We got situations where these men
Why
are
is it-
stepping up to the plate and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not being fathers. Even if they break up with the mama, they breaking up with their kids too. So if you sit here saying that your daddy will make the right decision for you to be.
No, that's the thing. Pick the man that would have been. This is why you hold women accountable. Pick the man that would have been a good father. That's the thing. Pick a man that shown that he can be and will be a good father. Don't just expect don't expect any man you have laid down with will be a good father. No, that shit is stupid. Pick a man that he will be a good father. He's proven it. He lives a life of integrity, morality, of purpose. Pick a man for those traits. Don't just expect a man with a good D. Oh, he's going to be a good father. Why? Because he had a good D. What does that have to do with being a good father? No, he never shown his integrity. He never shown his morality. He's never shown his principles. How what he believes in. He never. No, you picked him because he talked a good game and he did you well in bed. I guarantee you, most of these baby mamas, that's why they had kids with him. Not because he did anything to show he would be a good father.
With the right man, he left. So
Can we talk about this real quick though? Because why is it that the energy is always deflected from the man and always blame the woman? You just said why your mama running him away. It ain't shit nobody can do on this earth to keep me away from my goddamn kids. And if you a grown ass man, you ain't take care of your goddamn seeds. You a suck ass nigga. Period.
That's a fact.
There is no way around it.
That's
All
the
this
toxic
running people away or
I found the toxic section.
That's a fact.
that's what my cousin's saying. Hey y'all.
I found you.
Hey cousins.
Yeah, that's
They
the
ain't
toxic
toxic.
section.
No, that's not toxic. That's real. Y'all gotta stop thinking that just because somebody listen. It's 20,000 ways to make cookies, nigga. You can make cookies with chocolate chips.
Here's the thing with this, right? She said, "Oh, there's nothing you can do." No, there are things you can do. You can make a person's life miserable, and they rather think about their own personal health, their own mentality, than just deal with you, just because they care about the kids. This is the thing, because women automatically have the kids and men aren't making their life hell to see their own kids because they have their kids. On the flip side, women make and can make men's life hell just to see their own kids. This is a thing where it is insane that you have to go to court to see your kids. That is insane. Why must you go an extra mile, see your own damn kids? That's the insanity. When women, you automatically have your kids, so you don't have the mentality that you have to go above and beyond just to see your kids. That's the thing. They're your kids. It shouldn't be a fight to see your kids. And then when it's a fight and it's a hard fight, no one understands men's mental. No one cares. No one understands how the struggle it is. That you have to go through such adversities just to see your own kids.
No, I agree with that, and I know that there are women out here who
And you
children that are here. Yeah,
you literally, it's in your life. You know it too, and you know my situation too.
yeah.
So that's not like,
I know they're out there, and they think that a child is their meal ticket, and they don't want the man anymore, but they want everything the man has, and think the child entitles them to that.
yes. And you know what? Even if they get it, they still make it hard for you. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
that's why no one understands. Everyone has a breaking point. No one cares about a man's breaking point. No man, no good man wants to not see his kids. No good man wants to not see his kids. But even a good man has a breaking point where why must I destroy myself just to see my kids? Because women won't understand that mentality because they automatically have their kids. No one is making it hard for you to see your kids. That's why women never understand that.
Make oatmeal raisin, you can make peanut butter cookies. Nigga, just because you don't like the cookies I'm making, then go back home to your woman and let her make my goddamn cookies.
Listen.
Somebody else might like my goddamn cookies.
Now listen, when it comes to that right there, right? People see that. People see when the man leaves. When the man leaves, or whatever the case is. You got men like me, like, what the fuck? Why the hell would you even leave this situation over here? This woman, all right, let me turn around. Let me show you what time it is for real. Let me show you how great she can be. You got those situations where you see Sierra with Future. Now you see Sierra with Russell. It's a whole different ball.
Whole different ball game.
Yeah, but what about Sierra with Bow Wow? Sierra with 50? Sierra with
You know when
50?
she was 16, but she never brought up who she dated when she was 16. I ain't never had nobody on
Yeah,
like ain't no fucking way you just brought up who they know was Russell when she was 16.
When did that stop Russell?
No fucking way you just said that shit, nigga.
Most of us is from Detroit, right?
I ain't never had nobody show
You
me
know
all the things that
who
you didn't show
Russell
me.
Wilson is? Let me tell you something.
Who is Russell Wilson?
Back in the day, I don't know if they still do this. We used to call them bustos, right? Y'all
How you know
want
about
to
bustos when you
have a real conversation or no?
How you know about bustos when you want women to be unflowered, be flowered?
You know who Russell Wilson is? He was the last dog to the bowl.
So basically, he said he was a lame nigga.
He was the last dog to the bowl. No, he was the whole honest guy.
Women should give the lame niggas a chance. But I
You know what we do when we see you? Back in the day in high school, for example, it was a chick. She would make the guy. She would make the guy that she liked waited, and then the whole football team had her.
Friend zone. That is why women have friend zone. They will friend zone the good men. Yo, elk. They will put the good men in the friend zone. Like he said, let the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the basketball team, the football team go at her, and then most likely the man, the simp in the friend zone is still around. Now that she's used up, baby mama, older, you're there for her.
What chicks are y'all talking about? The
Your
damaged ones?
friends.
The damaged autistic ones that were not diagnosed?
Trying to figure it out.
The ones that wasn't comfortable enough to say, hey, I'm not ready for this, and she was gonna go with the situation. We talked about that before.
Sierra gonna have all of y'all single, saying her prayer.
No, she not.
Saying her prayer, she gonna have all of y'all single.
What is wrong with you?
Because it's not a lot of Russells. You know, but here's the thing, because y'all said something about baby fathers. But it's funny, because Future will find another one of her, you gotta let her. But most men, especially black men, are not having children out of wedlock. That's a fact. So even if we think about it.
All right, you're right. Black men are not having children out of wedlock, but niggas are.
Even if we fix 99% of all men, 1% of the population is what all of y'all gonna chase, and that's the one that's gonna impregnate most of y'all. Most of y'all got baby daddies from the same one that y'all homegirl got a baby daddy from.
Ain't no fucking way.
That's not true at all.
Ain't no fucking way. You really think people out here fucking behind their friends like
That's
that?
not just be saying.
Yeah, I got a whole
That's
show
be
right
saying
there.
anything.
That's because y'all dirty dick ass be doing that. That's it.
We be talking about y'all after y'all leave. Every time y'all
We be
leave.
talking about y'all while y'all there. That's why we be texting on our
We
phone,
don't
nigga.
care. We don't care. We already got it. We hit it. We good.
And we
talk
got
about y'all.
we got the ball trips, we got the dinners, we got our refrigerator full up. That's all we need anyway, Bookie. Bye.
See, that's why y'all in the situation that y'all in. I'm gonna fix y'all. I got a new
But why
series
be mad
called.
at a woman for
You
thinking
gotta
like
hold on,
that?
let him take this bullshit.
Go
You gotta
ahead.
what?
I got a new series called White School.
Call what?
White school?
White School. I'm gonna fix
I
y'all.
hope not one of you bitches register for that shit, okay? I hope not one of you motherfuckers register for that. Now I got white school. Y'all hoes gonna come around for me? Hey, I called y'all hoes, my bad.
We can help y'all. We giving away free scholarships after the show.
Free scholarships.
Scholarships.
Swallowships?
Now it's prerequisites and all this.
What's the prereqs?
You mad already? You got a 10.
What's your problem? I want to tell my cousins. What's the prereqs? What's your problem with Sierra? Like, how do you feel about Sierra?
I feel what Anton said. See, what it is, people like Russell Wilson is just a retirement plan for a hoe.
How was she a hoe?
Listen, she been passed around.
Because you know everybody
Who
she
was
dated.
dating?
She just been passed
If she
around.
wasn't who she was, you would have never known who she was dating.
Exactly.
So because she grew up in the spotlight, we know all the people that she dated.
Hold on. Are we glorifying Future? 40 plus without that woman beside him? You know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna celebrate that shit with? They made millions of dollars. What
He
you doing
keep
with?
dropping kids and every bitch he be with.
What the hell we doing?
Don't stay with none of them.
They go what
Hold on one second. Keep going now. What you just said?
Who you gonna celebrate that shit with? Who you gonna sit back and say, baby, we did it, man? Look at all this we got, man. Look at all this shit we got right here.
He too busy putting his thumb in bitches' butts.
It's crazy.
If the majority of women agree with you, chances are you're wrong.
No. That's because women
Honest to
never.
God.
That's only because women never agree with you.
Women shouldn't be pastors. They shouldn't be leaders. They shouldn't be talking. God, Kamala Harris.
You think they
boss.
should be talking? Wow.
See?
Do you believe that women should be pastors or leaders in congregation? Honestly.
So the religion I grew up in,
Uh-huh.
that was not their position.
Yeah.
There's a difference between it, but the idea behind that wasn't a woman's not capable. The idea behind that was this is how God has arranged things.
Yeah. Men is the head.
Yeah. So he said. So he said.
Not, I would say not capable. It's not meant to. She's not
Yeah,
meant to.
but that's the thing. The sentiment behind what he's saying is women aren't capable. That's what I feel when I hear him say it. You see what I'm saying? And
Well, don't do that.
that's not the idea. That was never the point. I
would say this. It's just you're not meant to. That's just it. You're not meant to. You are meant to be the neck, not meant to be the head. You are meant to support, not lead.
But that's a different sentiment than what I hear from him. Because
he's more direct, but that is how it is.
But it's all right. I'll explain. Let me explain for a second. He said the man is the head of his household, like Christ is head of the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
So God put someone in charge for everyone else to follow and support, like you said. But he says women shouldn't be pastors. Kamala Harris shouldn't be president. Like it's a different saying a man should be, a woman shouldn't be a pastor or elder, and a woman shouldn't be a president or CEO.
Well, okay.
There's a difference.
Here's the thing where I don't. But here's the thing. I don't think in general women should. I don't think in general. I'm not saying outliers are different. Outliers, that okay, understandable. A CEO out of a million, okay, fine. But women in general, they're not. I don't think they are. I don't think they will be good leaders. I just don't think so.
I disagree.
How so?
I'm not saying that women in general all have the same characteristics, but you can go to school to learn how to be a leader.
No, I don't think so.
But I think it's,
I mean, you could probably learn some things, but it doesn't mean, because here's the thing where at the end of the day, women in general will always be controlled by their emotions. A leader that is controlled by his emotions will lead his flock, will lead the people he's leading to their doom.
I don't think women are always controlled by their emotions. I'm not saying a lot aren't.
Here's the thing, right? I'm saying comparatively, women are more controlled by their emotions than men are, especially the more negative type emotions.
A woman who makes it to be a lawyer, who makes it to be a CEO, who makes it to run her own business and is successful, is obviously doing something right in that respect. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that he's going to make it the wife. I'm saying,
you kind of conflate kind of different things.
but that's
CEO is a leader.
They're
A
different.
lawyer is not.
All right. Say you lead a law firm. You have to be a lawyer. You have to be logical. You have to be a decision maker, right? And you have to be able to convince other people that you're right.
Again,
and
being a good lawyer is not the same as being a good leader.
Okay, all right.
You may know how to do the business, but don't mean you know how to run the business. I think it's drastically different.
But if you make it to be a CEO, and they're what the CEOs, then they know how to run the business.
Yeah, but they also
they should never run a business if they can run a business.
Doesn't mean that those are translatable skills.
Huh?
Doesn't mean that it's translatable skills.
But if they're doing it, why don't they qualify?
I don't necessarily mean that, because here's the thing where I'm not saying that they 100% don't qualify. I'm saying that more than likely they're not.
And more men are CEOs than women, but they're women CEOs.
So that's what I'm saying. Outliers. I'm not talking about outliers. I'm talking about in general.
Well, what I'm saying, but he pointed out some specifics. He mentioned Kamala Harris, for example.
Well, Kamala Harris, I swear to God, thank God she's not president.
Really?
Yes.
Really? You think the guy that's and look,
we should
vote. But I was
this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Where this is why I want to do more episodes with you, but you're such an asshole. Because I want to talk about politics. I want to talk about race. I want to talk about all these other shit. You're just an asshole that you don't have time. Okay, I would love to talk about the Trump shit. I would do this shit daily. I would do the stream daily. Okay, but it's just you're just too busy.
All right. So my point is, and I'll stop here after this. I will say more on it, but you said, hey, I'm conflating two different things. I think he's conflating two different things, and I'm trying to make a separation. Like, all right, so it's a difference. You don't run your family, and you don't run your congregation the same way you run your business or your government. They're different things, and the primary difference is the goals are different.
No, here's the thing where I get could be true. I'm not saying that you're false, but there are again certain characteristics that are unbecoming of leaders. That is being overly emotional.
But so here's the thing. I don't think a woman, first of all, men are really in charge of most things.
Yes.
When it comes to business and government. If a woman gets to that level,
she's an outlier. I'm not talking about outliers.
Yeah, but here's my point though. But here's my point about that. If a woman gets to that level, she has already controlled her emotions. If the outlier, you see what I'm saying? To the point enough, she's controlled them enough to where it's not a problem because she's been successful in that area. If a woman's controlled by her emotions and can't make logical decisions, then she's never going to get that far. Is my point. So you.
Well, here's the thing where I think
outliers.
I think you're conflating that because he mentioned Kamala, so he went specific.
My point was that he's putting the two together and saying just women shouldn't be in charge in general is what it sounds like he's saying. And what I'm saying is you're talking, there's two different sets of characteristics. There's the characteristics you need to be a good father, husband. The characteristics you need to take care of a congregation of people who need love and attention. And there's the characteristics you need to run a business, a government. You see what I'm saying? There's different.
I also think that you do need a level head. You need more logical to do all those things. A leader period of anything. You need to have more of a level head, more of a logical mindset. Less have a little bit of emotion, but not controlled by it.
Right. But you
So-
don't make it to that point unless you can do that.
Well, I mean, some people can, go around it. Kamala, for instance, but that could be another topic. That could be another topic.
All right, we'll talk about it.
It's crazy that he even said that in the type of world that we live in.
And then
right
y'all
now.
clapping. Why he up here sitting next to a pastor? That's crazy.
It's the bitches clapping for me.
Thank
So
God that
what
she
The
lost.
bitches clapping for me.
Why
Oh,
you not,
they
see, they don't like y'all. They start calling y'all bitches the minute that y'all agree
I
with.
called them hoes
See
earlier
that?
before they made me mad.
They don't even like y'all. Listen. This is the honest to God truth. Go back to y'all baby daddies.
No.
Go back to the man that told you he
Hell
loved
no. We
That's
won't
fair,
go.
boy.
Hell no. We won't go. Hell no.
All
We
right, cool.
won't
Let
go.
me remix it then. I'm gonna talk to the guys. Think about it like this: somebody put a seed in her, and then the doctor cut her open, and this alien came out. Right? This alien came out, and it had all of this slime over it, and none of it was from you. Now you gonna raise it, and then it's gonna grow up to look for its original father after you get.
That's not true, bro. That's not true.
And when it traces genealogy, it's not gonna trace back to you.
Hold on one second. Let me ask a question.
That's why they call y'all step crash dummies.
Let me ask
That's
you.
what you call
And
them.
here's the worst
That's
part
what you call
about
them.
it: if you adopt them and then they divorce you, you still gonna have to pay child support for somebody else's kid.
Yeah. Get over it.
How
Hold
that
on. Let me ask a question to a person that's actually been in this experience. Hey, Papi Chulo, have you looked for your
You're a
biological brother?
feminist.
No.
He's a feminist.
He's not a feminist.
My dad pretty much was the example of what a real man was. He stepped into a woman's life when she had 3 kids beside. He came in there, switched that whole situation up. So me looking for a child, I'm like, okay, cool, I got one. So I'm okay with taking care of a stepson because my dad did that same thing to, you know what
It's
I'm
a
saying? So
generational curse.
this was one of those situations where you see the example of what a real man is.
Hey,
That's a
generational curse.
generational blessing.
Have you ever seen a teacher? Well, not even a teacher. Have you ever
I
seen?
agree with you.
Have you ever seen a substitute teacher retire?
Yes.
No, substitute teachers don't retire. They
Yes, the
don't.
fuck they do. You think they work until they dead? What the
Don't nobody care about no substitute
Bro,
teachers.
most
Yes,
of these
they
dudes be deadbeats. They ain't even in the kids' life.
Stepdad is substitute
You know what I'm
teacher.
saying?
It's the same thing.
horrible analogy, nigga. Horrible
thing.
analogy.
That is a bad comparison.
That was a
Very
horrible
bad
analogy,
comparison.
okay?
That's
Boo,
hand
2K
that-
on 3. 1, 2, 3. Boo.
I really
That's
don't.
what y'all baby dad did, yeah. All right, you don't got to boo me. I'm here for you right now. You might say that nigga in 10 years. Don't get me started. Come on now.
That's stupid.
There's something wrong with you. No, but seriously, I think to wrap this conversation up, I think that we need to slow down a little bit in regards to who we sleep with. And although I don't like his delivery, I do agree with what he's saying on some levels. I think as women, we need to hold ourselves accountable with who we giving our time and our energy to. And before you lay on your back for that man, go ahead and get to know him a little bit more in every season. Thank y'all for watching this episode of Let's.
All right. What do you think so far?
That was entertaining. I agree with her last words. As a whole, I think we place maybe too much value on sex, and that gets us all in trouble. I think the goal in finding a partner should be finding a friend who cares about you, who you care about, because whatever needs to be worked out on the way to having a successful life and growing a family together, whatever needs to be worked out, the two of you will work together to work it out. So that's what I think needs to be our goal. And more often than not, for a lot of us, it's attraction level, and it's things other than that, and we don't put that first. And that's something we should think more about. So maybe less importance on sex and attraction up front, and more importance on friendship and having and finding someone who cares about you. Yeah, I think that will work out from the door. That goes for men and women. Yeah, so
No, I can see that. I agree. All right. Let's do another one.
all right.
Let's finish one more time. Thank you guys for stopping by. I know it's a little bit different format. If he ever gets his act together, I want this to be a normal format. I know it's a bit different, so it's not that many people who are used to it. So, but thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking it out. Let's check this one out.
If the co-parents are like fighting everything, should that have an influence on like me seeing the kids, or should we just keep it together for the kids?
If the co-parents are fighting, should that have an influence on whether one parent should see the kids, or should they be able to be mature enough to actually work through it? I'm going to take that question straight to Chulo. if you are beefing with your baby mama, should you not be able to see your child anymore?
Now that's childish. That's childish in itself, you know. That bond right there, you have to nurture that. You have to nurture that. You can't be in the way because most people be putting their immature emotions before the children. That's why children normally 9 times out of 10 ain't even for the situation. People didn't have children intention. You can tell within their actions because if you did, you would say, nah, nothing's gonna stop you from seeing your child, no matter how much I'm beefing with you, no matter how much I really don't like you. I'm gonna set up an environment where you and that child can spend time together, especially if it's like that for real.
Thank you, Y. Thank you for the support. I know you support me, brother.
Go ahead and let them do their thing.
But why are y'all talking like that usually happens on the man's side?
I was about to,
Men don't prevent the mother of the child from seeing the child.
100%.
Can I say
It
it?
doesn't happen.
Let me say it.
So when you speak to that, speak specifically to the women that are weaponizing a child, using a child and using it as a weapon against the man that they no longer are with. Speak to it specifically.
I will say this. I think more often than not, the person that's standing in the way of that other parental relationship is the mom. And I think what happens in the situation often is because the woman carries the baby, we feel like that's my baby.
No.
But what I need y'all to understand is
I hate that shit. I don't know if I told you this with my baby mom, is that when it comes to raising the child, that's my kid. When it comes to money, that's our kid. That is how women weaponize kids. That is how women weaponize kids. When it comes to raising a child, having rules, having whatever, time with the child, that's my kid. If I wanted to take my son out to go to the park, no, you got to wait until I come home, or you got to do it when I'm ready. But you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. It's our kid. Really? It's only my kid when it comes to money. It's your kid when it comes to every fucking else. That is the thing where, yes, good fathers will fight through everything to see their kids. But there is a breaking point. There is a breaking point. When you have to go above and beyond to see your own kids, no woman can understand that feeling. Because women don't get that chance to understand that feeling. Because no man is stopping a woman from seeing her kids. So really, women do not understand that feeling.
that's that daddy's baby too.
Yeah,
And as much as it hurt, let me get this out because I'm on y'all side right now. As much as it hurt, as much as the pain of it not working out, you didn't carry that person's child and extend his lineage for y'all not to be together. I get that. I can understand how that's heartbreaking. I really can. You have to put your ego aside and let your kids win in life.
Yeah.
You don't want your kids to have the same experiences that you had. So if you standing in the way of your child actually knowing their father, getting to build a relationship with their father, letting their father be a father, it's time for you to look in the mirror and do some self-reflection.
And fellas, you got to start knowing that these are really your kids. All right. Look at it like a Coke machine. All right. You put a quarter in, and then that Coke come out. It's your Coke. If you put a baby in her and it come out, that's your baby. So y'all need to start getting down to these courthouses before they do.
Well,
I'll say this too.
I'm trying to one thing I never see is very rare. When the parents break up and they go their separate ways, fathers never take the kids. They always, most of the time, end up with a mom. So when certain situations or certain things happen, men really do leave the ball in the women's court because they don't really step up to do much. They allow the women to take on majority of the load. They allow her to do majority of the work and then want to jump in and make executive decisions.
This is the thing where even when you're together with a woman, you have no choice in determining what goes on in your household. Because already, situations like this, it's already broken. It was already broken. This is the thing where women don't talk about. You are the strong, independent self. You think you're the boss. This is the thing where a lot of women don't recognize. They make it where the men have no say. So automatically, you have already sowed the fear or the seed of manipulation, where What can he say? What can he do? You gave him no responsibility. You didn't put him in. You didn't put no responsibility on his shoulders. You didn't care you didn't care his thoughts. You didn't ask for his thoughts in raising a child, how to raise a child, any of this stuff. So in his mind, a lot of men is like, okay, fine. It's like, this is the thing where no one talks about. Women put all the stress on themselves. Kid has to do this, kid has to do that, that. It's like my baby mom got mad at me because she was filling out school paperwork because she picked out a school for him. Bitch. And she got mad at me for not helping out. Are you kidding me? You didn't even tell me what school he's going to. You didn't even like discuss to me where we can decide together what school he's going to go to. So now, because after you decide the school he's going to go to, after you decide everything, now you want me to have a say or have some help in. Are you kidding me? This is the thing this is where women don't think about, because again, they're selfish, they're narcissistic, they're egotistical, they only see things in their own little delusional bubble where women don't understand. You made the man feel worthless, feel useless. So no duh, he puts it all on your shoulder because you did it yourself. This is the thing where a lot of women don't understand. You make it where it's your way, the highway. You make it where it has to go how you see fit. So in men's mind, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? You made it all about you, how you wanted to go. So now that if we are not together, no duh, it's on your shoulders, because what am I doing now?
And I don't know, because I don't have kids. I'm personally not in this situation, so I'm just playing devil's advocate at this point. Couple, whether they're together, whether they're married or not, if you are raising your kids together and you're not separated, you're still in the relationship with your baby, with the mother of your children. Are you splitting responsibilities down the middle? Are you you know what I mean? Like, how often is the dad like making the lunches and taking the kids to school or soccer practice or whatever, and the day-to-day and getting them dressed in the day-to-day things that we normally visualize a mom doing?
Here's the thing. My thought is I've personally always promoted this.
Okay.
50-50 everything. 50-50 everything. I think the way of provider mindset, the provider man and the stay-at-home wife should be gone. Honestly, I do think. Now, I'm not saying necessarily my own self. I'm saying for average people. Average people, the whole mindset of he provides, your stay-at-home mom, that's a luxury that most people don't qualify for or can't handle. That's the thing. They can't even handle it. Because here's the thing where I believe the man should provide, the woman should provide. Pay bills. He should be in his child's life. She should be. He should be doing some chores. She should be doing some chores. Make it all equal to however you decide personally. You should have already decided all this before you got married and then have kids. That's the thing. So I've always preached that the whole old school traditional style is a luxury and way of mind that most people can't handle, nor do they qualify for. That's the thing. This is the thing where I can't imagine. I don't know how other fathers were. When I had my son, I loved having him. I literally I told her that I'll stay up at night. I'm staying up at night, feeding him, watching him, taking care of him. Literally, I didn't mind. Yeah. I loved it. I love taking care of my kid.
Yeah.
So that's the thing where it's about the man you chose, and honestly, it's about the how you go about the relationship. And me personally, I would still do I'm more like I'm more traditional, where I do like provider, stay-at-home wife shit, but you know, it's not easy because if I'm flexible in that. I'm flexible where I don't have to do that but again, I always believe, and we talked about this before. You make the money, you make the rules. If you both make the money, then you're both equal. Then it's a partnership. But I've always believed if he makes the money, he's going to make the fucking rules. 100%. That's how I believe it. That's how I go about it.
Okay. I do think that, like, and I agree with you, like almost 100%. I think it's better for a kid to have both of their parents doing an equal amount of like work and have an equal amount of engagement in their life. And I know, like, traditionally, it's been like you have one parent, the provider, and one parent does most of the caretaking at home. But I also think that, like, I mean, the world today, we've already acknowledged this, is just different. It's hard to afford that.
That's what I'm saying. It's different.
But I also think that even when a household had one primary provider, when it was just a man who went to work and came home, I still don't think that in that time as much was demanded of that man taking care of his household as would be today, because it takes more time and more money to achieve the same things. And so you come home more tired with less time. You know what I mean? So like a guy who worked a full-time job and took care of his family still had the ability to be in their child's life more than a guy who tried to do that today. Today, a guy who went to work to take care of his whole family, you'd never see him. When I think in old times, when that tradition was more common, your father felt like less like an absentee father, less like someone who wasn't involved. He was still playing catch with his kids. You know what I mean? He could still make it to important events. That's not like the world we live in anymore, man. That's which is crazy. So I don't even know that, like you said, the traditional thing would work, you know, to successfully raise a kid. I think you need partners to be involved 50-50.
Because here's the thing where we keep on talking about the men. We forget that women aren't like what they used to be. The woman will prop up the man. She will support the man. She will make time so the man can have time for the kids. She will do it. This is the thing where that's the neglect. We talk about the roles of men, but we forgot it's not men who have changed. It is women. It is women have changed. Okay, and their expectations. Women now want to live in a more luxurious life. Like back in the day, you may go on vacation every couple of years. Now, women want to go on vacation every couple of months. That's the thing. Not just vacations. They want top tier schools, have other luxuries and all that stuff. Well, this is the thing where men have to work 2 times, 3 times as hard. And then when he comes home, she's not really helping out so the man can have time with his kids like that. No, that's the thing where it is drastically different.
When they're not even there while everything is going on. So like that could cause all types of issues. You shaking your head, Anton, but it's true. These men don't want to raise these kids.
Ringo, real quick. Ringo, what you think?
Well, it's not what I think. It's actually what I know.
Hold the fuck up.
I know that only 18% of men win custody of their children. And I know that over 50% of men fight for their children. So when I can tell you that 1 out of 2 fathers are actually fighting for their child, I'm going to say I strongly disagree that they're not there for that child. But I will also say that systematically it's set up for us to lose, specifically in our community, against our child, to win over our child. So my problem with this all is when a woman specifically...
And to say that, that man or men don't fight for the... No. It's the man you chose. That's the thing. I always like to make the distinction. Women always say, men this, men that. No. Not men this, not men that. No, the man that you wanted this and that. That's why there's a key distinction. Women, just like we were talking about women, there's no good men out there. No. There's no good man that you want. There's no good man that you are attracted to. The key distinction is important because at the end of the day, it's the man that you chose. You didn't choose a man like Addison that 100% I know would have been a good father. You didn't choose him because he probably wasn't attractive enough for you. He wasn't tall enough for you. That's the thing where, that's the thing where key distinctions is important. Because, like I said, there are men out there that would. There are men out there would. You just didn't choose him.
And if I go by numerics, it's 72% of women that are actually winning the custodial rights of their child. Out of that percentage, they're actually willingly allowing their child to suffer by not having that father in their life if they're playing that game.
Yep.
And my issue with it all is a lot of women think that they're okay because they didn't have that experience with their father. So they think that their child is okay. But you said, let them look in the mirror. They haven't understood the mirror. They don't even understand where their flaws are coming from. And they're automatically allowing those flaws to be instilled in their kid as a kid.
Can I tell you the truth though? Can I tell you the truth? He was done. He was done. I let him finish. He landed the plane. Relax, niggas. I think the issue with a lot of people that are broken is, and you know what's crazy about this? I was just talking to my twin over there in the audience about this recently, a couple days ago actually. I own my shit. I can look at situations when I was younger or from right now and say, you know what, dang, I ain't have to really spaz out on them like that and crash out or fight. Or I was overstimulated in this situation. It really wasn't that I was angry. A lot of people can't look in that mirror and say, you know what, I be fucking up. People will look in that mirror and they'll see an ego reflection and be like, oh no, I'm good. It's all that nigga fucking.
Women don't know how to do self-reflection. They don't understand the word accountability.
He dropping the ball. He lost a good thing. He lost out. No, he didn't lose out on anything, baby. You got some work to do. He left for a reason.
Well, was never there for a reason.
Absolutely.
He didn't commit for a
Now,
reason.
to be clear, that's not me giving a pass to no whole ass nigga that's not raising his child. That's weak as hell. And you will never be a man and you will never be blessed. However, it's a lot of you women that are standing in the way of the men and being fathers. And y'all got to sit the fuck down. I know. I was only 2 classes for that shit. I bet. Let's get to this next question. We got another question over here. Let's get to it.
Hey guys, I'm
Hey, bro.
Lauren, and I go by Access Lauren, and I have 2 questions.
And this is the thing I've always said that I may hold women accountable. It doesn't mean, I agree with men being trash. No. But I said this before. You can't hold shitty men accountable when shitty men are winning.
They're winning. I hear you.
That's the thing. You can't hold. I've always believed this. Yes, these men are shitty. When I hear how a man being a shitty father, being a shitty man, he's a shitty man. I agree. But at the end of the day, the shitty man got you to be a baby mama. Got another woman to be a baby mama. Get to have sex with another woman. And then, so really, honestly, when the shitty man is winning, what the fuck can you say that will change his mind? You can't say nothing.
It's working out for me, man. This is great.
It is. That's the thing. Like, you can't tell a scammer not to scam when he's like making millions. You can't tell a thief not to steal when honestly there are rules out there. There's laws out there telling him not to steal, but he's still stealing because he's making money.
My first question is for Anton. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for being in the marriage 20 years plus. That's amazing. As a mother of 3 sons from a 13-year relationship that did not work out, I want to know.
This is this guy right here. He's a millionaire,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been in a marriage for one wife since he was a young bull. So he's been in marriage for 20 years. You think your mindset would be different if you were in a relationship? You'd be more strict on women, or you think you wouldn't?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. I think I am. Not that I haven't grown, but I think I am who I've always been. So
I'm saying more strict on the whole baby mama, kids out of wedlock, strong independent women shit. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. My point of view is it doesn't come from it comes from seeing a relationship, not from, because no, I haven't been in that many, and I definitely never been married. I don't have kids, but I was raised by a married couple. Had me in a marriage, and I have 3 other brothers in a marriage, and I, like,
Is your father critical of things like that?
I mean, my father's religious, so I won't say critical. He'll, like, especially not vocally so. It's like, all right, it's how do I put it? You would tell your child ahead of time not to make a mistake. If they make a mistake, would you beat them down for it? No. I'm like, hey, you made a mistake. You learned a hard lesson. Now get back up and let's do things the right way. You know what I mean? So no, I wouldn't say my dad's critical of people. He doesn't condone it. I'm not gonna say my pop's someone who would condone, like, hey, even having children out of wedlock. But just like me, he's not someone who's gonna be like, because once it's done, it's like, well, you did what you did. It's done now. So how can we do better next time? That's my dad's, and I think that's how I am. And I think that's how I would be. Like, all right, no, I don't think you should have kids before you're married. You should have kids at a young age. Once you do it, it's done. You know what I mean? So I'll tell people who haven't done that, hey, don't do it. It's a mistake. You set yourself up for a world of hurt. But I encounter someone who's done it and they're in it already. Be like, well, now how can we make the best of the situation you're in? Just read it.
I'm not sure if you have a daughter, but if you had a daughter, and she accidentally messed up and she ended up having a child out of wedlock and she didn't end up with that guy, and it didn't work out. Do you feel like she deserves love still? Do you feel like she still deserves to have a son with? If your daughter made a mistake and had a baby out of wedlock, do she still deserve love?
What? Mistake.
So no. I'm gonna answer the question, then I'm gonna get a context. All right? No.
Thank you.
No.
Okay. You're the best.
She don't get a.
Okay, let's answer this question. Okay, I'll say first because mine probably be more extreme. So the question is, let's say, what would you do if your daughter came to you and had a kid out of wedlock? Would you love her, or would you? Here's the thing: what I'm going to be this. I'm going to say this. I would still love her,
Of course,
but I won't support her. I would say you can go and go live your life, go rent your place, go do the thing, raise your kid. Here's the thing where I believe you do adult actions, you get adult consequences. Doesn't mean I don't love you. I may give you a little bit so you don't end in the streets, but here's the thing. If you do end in the streets, that is a consequence. And that's something that I don't want, but that's something that at the end of the day, personally, there are consequences to your actions. I don't like enabling people, and I don't like taking away consequences. It don't mean that I don't love you, but this is my way of loving you, of letting you understand consequences. Here's personally my sister. When she was 18, she had, my niece. My mom, let her stay in her stay in her house, stay in the room, and all stuff. If it was me, I would say, you got to go. You got to leave. Figure it out. I'll give you a couple weeks to find a place to live, get a job, whatever. You got to go. That it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means that you thought you were grown enough to have kids. Guess what? Grown-ups, they got to pay their own bills. They got to experience the harshness of the world. So, daughter or son, you do fucked up shit, you're going to get fucked up consequences. Plain and simple. I do not believe in enabling people, especially when you do willingly do stupid shit. Just like, let's say this, if hypothetically, if my son did a criminal act, got arrested, I would call the cops. Doesn't say I don't love him. It will say that, okay, you thought you were grown enough to deal deal shit, okay, fine. You're grown enough to also suffer those consequences. So it doesn't mean that me being what is conceived heartless, it doesn't mean my heart wasn't in it. My heart is broken. It would have been broken. Okay? So what do you thought? How would you go about it?
That's interesting. I think there's well, first of all, I'm not going to say anybody's wrong or right for whatever decision they make, because I don't know. Every person.
For me, I don't mind you if you critique mine. So
okay.
I'm willing to.
I can. The closest I've come to that situation is my brother has a daughter. Her mother,
married, right?
Huh?
Yeah.
That fell apart.
Yeah.
They're not divorced, but they are separated, and he has custody of the child. And it's not easy. One child, and he has to, in this economy, maintain an apartment, take care of his bills and her needs, and has to work and figure out how to get his child to school and fed on time and back home every day. He had her before he was married. He wasn't married when he had her child. He had her out of wedlock. He married her after the fact to try and
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Probably not the.
How was your parents? How was your parents with that?
They weren't happy. And that's what I'm going to get to. So they weren't happy, and he's kind of facing the music now, but they're grandparents who are still in his life and their grandchild's life. They still pick the granddaughter up from school. They still watch her. They're not giving him. They're not raising her. They haven't given him a place to live for free. But they're still engaged. So I guess what I'm saying is, and his life isn't they're taking on some of the burden. It doesn't mean that his life's easy.
No.
But do you see?
I think I could do a little bit of that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I didn't. I would still kick her out. If it was my daughter, I would still kick her out. Don't mean that. Yes, maybe I can see that point where yes, take a little bit of the burden. You want me to babysit? Okay, babysit. Okay, you want to do that? Okay, fine. But if I'm at work, well, I'm not gonna go bend over backwards. Okay, you should go work all of the. That's the thing. For me, it's like I'm more like not enabling, helping out a little bit. Okay, of course, my grandkid. My daughter, yes, I help out. Like I said, why I said I maybe throw a little bit of money or, do a little bit of help out. But at the end of the day, I'm going to push you out into a real world. No more sheltered. That's the thing. Where just like maybe your brother, where he went so much. He do all this for his daughter. And then she's like, this. I said this to my daughter. Don't grow up too quickly. Don't grow up too quickly. Try to be a kid as long as possible. That's the thing. And we have so many kids trying to grow up so quickly. Well, guess what? Yo, big bars. Yes, I personally, I think I would. I think I would put out my child. I know it sounds harsh, but I've said this. If you're going to do adult things, you're going to suffer adult consequences. I'm not going to enable you to, oh my God, I can have sex at like 16. I can carry this shitty boy's baby at 16, and my dad, my mom will put a roof over my head. I don't have, take care of my kids when I'm like, I want to go. Because here's the thing. My sister she left the kids sometimes so she can go out and have fun with her friends. Fuck that shit. No. If you want to go out to have friends with your friend, you're gonna be doing it on your own time. You're going to have to figure out yourself how to make that happen. I'm not going to enable you to be to live your life however you want to live. No, that's not how it is. So those are the things where I'm saying that no, I can't do it that.
So I think like I would be the kind of, if I were in that situation, I think I would be the kind of parent to, it's not my responsibility what you did. I'll help out.
If she was living with you,
Mhm.
would you still let her live with you?
That's a good question. I'm less of a first time, last time, and more of a 3 strikes you're out type of guy. So
But that's like all 3 strikes at once. That kind of shit. I don't know.
That sucks. So I would hey, man, it's a lot to think about because I'm not in that situation. I'm not gonna raise your child.
I'm not saying it's a hypothetical. What
yeah, but
off the bat, what would you do? Not saying like what would you do if you're in the situation, because you're not.
I think for me, I think it'd be reasonable to say you have a place to stay. You get a job. Your child is your financial responsibility. As long as you're here, you contribute to the house. And if this happens again, you gotta go. You can make this mistake. That's a mistake you can make once. If you make it twice, I can't help you 2 times. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'll be there for my kid, but like with limits. Like I want to be clear to them that like this is your bed, you gotta lay in it. I can help you to an extent, but you gotta lay in it. So where you need help and it encroaches too much on what I have to do for myself, you got to figure it out as an adult. So.
Yes, absolutely not.
Are you helping with the baby?
No.
You gonna love on the baby?
No, she needs to. No,
When
it's
he
not
see that
that.
grandchild, he gonna help with that baby.
That's
He's
his
a good
okay.
guy.
I'm trying to tell
He's a
you.
great guy.
Listen.
Okay.
I teach my daughter that, first of all, I don't believe in dating. I'm not going to talk about that yet. However, I teach my daughter that, for example, when she gets married, you got to cleave to the person that she is. Ain't no mistakes. You smart. I taught you well. You didn't make a mistake and have a kid out of wedlock. You opened up your legs to somebody you shouldn't have been with in the first place. You got to be responsible for that. You got to own that. You have to own that. And more importantly, I have to ask you, why are you not with him? Why did you leave? Go. If he was good enough to open up your legs to, that's your husband.
What about
That thing was stumping. It wasn't. It was just
What did she say? Daddy, when I first met him, he was everything that he was supposed to be. But after I had this kid down the line, and all of a sudden he put his hands up.
Why didn't you even test him? Why? See, this is what's the down the line? 3 months? 6 months? Why didn't you get married with him before that?
How old should
Why
you
does
be
that?
married? Let me ask you, how old should you be?
How old?
Yeah, how old should you be to get married?
Here's the thing. It's not about. I personally believe, it's not about age. Let's say this. Let's say this. When it comes to marriage, it's not about age. Personally, it's about you've seen every facet of this man. You've seen every facet of this person. So whether they're poor, you've seen them when they're poor, you've seen them when they're rich, you've seen them when they're angry, you've seen them when they're happy. You've seen them every facet. You know what they are. So you're not like, it's not like, oh my God, he just, like she's trying to make an excuse. This is a thing where you don't make an excuse. Once you're in a marriage, you shouldn't have been, oh my God, I didn't know this. No, you knew it. Okay, you already knew it. You just chose not to, you just chose to ignore it. That's how I see it. Age, because here's the thing where, it's about, honestly, it's about time. It's about time, really. It's about, you can't see every facet of a person if you've been there for 3 months. You can't see every facet of a person if you've been there for a year. So it's all dependent on how well you interact, how well you vetted. But I believe you have to have seen almost every facet of the person, where in your mind it's like there's nothing this person can do or that I would think they would do that I wouldn't accept.
So that's interesting. But also, I think just by saying that you need to know that much about a person implies a certain age. I don't know exactly what the age is, but I don't think you can ever know that much about someone in their teenage years because we aren't who we're going to be in our teenage years.
Well,
And even early adulthood is shaky, right? So like you can be an immature 21-year-old, right? Like, hey, maybe get married at 21. This person, you may marry someone who's gonna go through some changes before they're 25, male or female. So I do think that past the bloom of youth, that there's a certain age or a certain maturity you should reach before you get married. The problem is children. And when I say children, I know we defined an adult as 18 or 21 up, but I think a 23-year-old can still be a child. Honestly, children make dumb decisions.
no.
And they make dumb decisions based on emotions. Parents rack their brains trying to make sure their kids don't make mistakes. And even a good child will make some dumb mistakes on their way to adulthood. If a child makes a dumb mistake at 17, 18, when he says, "Oh, you open your legs to that man, that's your husband." Well, she opened her legs to that man when she was 16 and he was 16. I don't know if that's fair.
Here's the thing where you say fair a lot of times.
No.
I want to say this, right? Because this is what I wanted to do that. That's not the world.
No.
That's not the world. This is the thing, like I said, is that this is why I said what I said about if my daughter did it. You did adult things, you're going to suffer adult consequences. This is the thing. Yes, the world's not fair. Literally, there are places in this world, kids are starving. Kids are like suffering. The world is like you can look at the world. Yes, 100%. It is not fair. It is not fair. There's nothing. It's like to hope for fairness is delusional. And this is the thing where I want men to understand. That's not a man's mindset. To hope for fairness is delusional, feminine nature, in my personal opinion. Because here's the thing where you are deluding yourself hoping for fairness. Because here's the thing. Yes, you being 16, you're correct. You might not know yourself. But here's the thing where if you don't know yourself, but yet you thought you knew yourself enough to have a child as a child. So really, honestly, you have destroyed. This is like why I said to my daughter, please don't try to grow up so quickly. Love your toys, love your drawing. Watch your cartoons, do kid shit for as long as you can. Because here's the thing. I said to her, once you do adult shit, a lot of adult things you can't take back. Because it comes with adult consequences. Yes, it's not fair, but the world is not meant to be fair. It's not meant to be fair.
You're right. And I agree. But when I say fair, what I mean is if I have a daughter, she makes a dumb decision, the world isn't fair. The world is going to provide those bad consequences for her. But I'm her father. I'm not going to take on her responsibility, but I'm not going to pile on either. Do you see what I'm saying? So the world can be unfair to her, but I'm not going to judge her like the rest of the world. I'm her dad. So you made a mistake. You have to deal with what comes with that mistake. But because I'm your father and I love you, I'm going to help you to a reasonable degree. That's it. Because before you get to the point of enabling someone, because I understand that too. You don't want to enable someone by like taking on their burdens and saying, it's okay, I'll take care of it. That's not what I mean. But if it's someone you love, you should be able to step out a bit for them to counteract some of that unfairness that they're going to get from the rest of the world. You see what I'm saying?
I do, but I'm going to counter that with the whole thing that you should be her first door to the world. Where I said that I changed mine a little bit because I made it more clarified. Yes, babysitter, I babysit. A few $100s for this, a few $100s for that. Okay, I help out. But you are going to leave. You are going to experience the world 100% right now because you had the audacity to think that you are adult enough to open your legs to this other boy. So honestly, you are going to have to suffer those consequences. This is a thing where we shield our kids because we don't want the loss of innocence. But when they lose their innocence themselves, there's nothing to shield anymore. Because at the end of the day, if you continue to do it, then it's going to build bad behaviors, in my opinion. It's going to build just a mindset where daddy's always there for me. And I this is the thing where I'm there for you until you think until you think you know better than me. Until you think that you are an adult, you know, your rules or all this shit. Okay, cool. Because this is the thing where no one, I mean, like we are old. We've heard when we're kids not to have kids out of wedlock. We've heard it, okay? There's nothing new. We've heard of condoms. Condoms isn't a new thing. Birth control isn't a new thing. Like having sex is no kid, even having sex, don't think, oh, if you have sex, kids don't come from sex. No, every kid that have sex, they know kids come from sex. Period. So that's the thing where, well, if you knew that shit, well, you're going to also know that you're going to suffer those consequences. But that's how I see it where, yes, maybe I'm being more harsh, but at the end of the day, I've always said this. I believe in accountability. I believe in consequences. I believe that 100%. This is why I said that I could pity myself and I could hate on my baby mama, but I don't. Neither of those. Because at the end of the day, accountability. Those are my consequences. I chose the woman I chose. I'm suffering from the consequences I'm suffering. And I guarantee you, I'm suffering from it every day. Like, I have pictures of my kids on my phone that I can't see. I'm suffering from that shit every day. What am I going to say? And no one's there, right? No one's there is going to be, babying me, protecting me. That's the thing what I'm saying. Once you're an adult, you're going to have to experience that. No one is going to be. I have a mom that loves me, but she can't shield me from the world. She can't. She can't protect me from all the shit, the stupid shit I've done. Okay? And that's the thing. Even as an adult, we do stupid shit. So that's not an excuse for a child, especially when a child does adult stupid shit. You steal something, like you steal a toy. Okay, that's kind of adult stupid shit, but still, it's in a child realm. But you're having fucking sex. That's when it's just like, I can't shield you anymore.
So, and I hear you. I think, well, but two things. One, I'll say, like, as far as the sex thing goes, you try to prepare your kid as much as you can, I'm sure, but the reason it's difficult is because there's a certain age where those feelings are gonna almost overwhelm them, because it does that to all of us at some point, right? We go through, as we're developing, those feelings are so strong that that's why you make dumb decisions sometimes. But what I was gonna say is, and I'm not, there are different ways to parent and different styles of parenting, but I think most parents, even though you want your child to take responsibility for their actions, you also want your child to come to you for help. You want them to do it when they're very young, so you want them to feel you're not like you're not their friend on the same level that their schoolmate.
Never. You should never be a friend. Never. I do not like friend parenting. I do not like friend parenting.
So let me make sure we're talking about the same thing, though. Let me make sure we're talking about the same thing, because when you say friend parenting, I think you mean like we're gonna be cool, we're gonna be buddies, we're gonna go everywhere and do everything together. I agree with you. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But
parenting and friends should never be in the same sentence.
I disagree. But I disagree with that but it depends on how you define friend. Because sometimes a friend is someone who's gonna tell you the truth, right? A real friend is someone who's gonna tell you the truth when you need to hear it. A real friend is someone who's gonna, even if it's hard.
We're not defining parenting right. We're not defining parenting right, because parents should do that too.
So I agree. So here's what I'm saying. You want your child to recognize you as an authority. Great. But you want your child to be comfortable coming to you for help too. You want that when they're young. You don't want them to go to school and encounter a crazy situation and not tell you about it. Because if they don't tell you about it, you can't tell them the right thing to do. So you want them to be able to come to you for help.
Yeah.
My parents have always said this, both my mom and my dad. They said, no matter how old you are, we are always going to be your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And what they meant by that is, well, one, I have to respect them like they're my parents, right? I owe them that. But two, they're always going to know more than me. They're always going to have more life experience than me. And they're always going to care enough. So when I need help, they're not going to bail me out. They haven't through life. Mm-hmm. But they can offer assistance. They can offer advice. Things they can do for me because I'm their child, right?
That's why I said that our preference is that I'm not going to let her go on the streets.
No, and I'm not saying just you. I'm just making the point. I don't want to.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, so I don't want to bail my child out of situations they put themselves in as an adult. You gotta take care of your responsibilities. But I do want them to come to me for help, because to the extent that I can, I will. The rest of the world, they won't. And I'll make sure they're clear about that. But when you can't get help from the rest of the world, some people can't get help from their own families too. But I do want to be the type of parent where I can give you something, because you're still my child. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Okay, you gonna tell her to stay through that?
Well, first of all, I don't believe her, because she went against what I told her in the first place.
You don't believe her?
And that she should have got married before she carried. And if she got married before she carried, that means I would have been able to vet that man out too. So
what if she married him?
Too many layers. And this is the reason why you need a community. A community is not there to raise your child. A community was there to help you vet through the bad decisions that you was gonna make before you had a child. So I don't believe in excuses. I believe in ownership and accountability. I don't believe in that shit.
But as a man,
to answer your question, no, I don't think you deserve any better.
As a man, I can say
I love you.
As a man, I can say I
rock with you.
Rico, what you saying?
As a man, I can say I made mistakes in my discernment, right? I wasn't always perfect in my discernment, nor do I expect anybody to be perfect in the discernment. And in fact, at pivotal times, you can actually be imperfect when you need it to be perfect the most. So when it comes to a man vetting, and I have a daughter myself, so when it comes to a man vetting the daughter's boyfriend or husband, whatever it may be, you don't know who that person will turn out to be 10 years down the line. There's a lot of people, first of all, a lot of these marriages don't fail until after a 7-year mark, right? So when they fail after the 7-year mark, they've usually been together for some time before that. So if I just hypothetically say they had a decade in, the same person I am at 25 is not the same person I am at 35, right? And unfortunately, some men and women can go backwards. That's a fact. So with that being said, does she deserve love? In my opinion, is yes, she always deserves love. But at the same time, she needs to understand what she missed out, which allowed her to rob herself of having real love in a real relationship.
No, she deserved love from the dude who she married. That's where it stopped it.
But what if he don't get it?
Why y'all don't believe in breaking up?
No,
why y'all don't believe in leaving that
I'm gonna tell you why. Because when that's an option, you will always go to it. I got married knowing that I never not get married, that I never get divorced. So guess what? It ain't no choice but to work it out and see through it.
So
but when you got them options on the table, you tend to utilize.
2K in real life, I'm married too. Them options are on the table for me. But I'm telling you this, it's the frivolous bullshit can't make me leave my husband. But I'm looking you in your face right now and tell you, if that man decides to start knocking my head between the washer and the dryer, I might be.
God, I hate this. Yes, abuse and cheating, I agree with. Stop doing that shit. Abuse and cheating is, I've said this before in other videos. This is the propaganda that a lot of women want to shoot out. Abuse and cheating isn't the actual number one reasoning for divorce. Guess what's the number one reasoning? irrevocable differences. That is the reasoning most divorces put on the paperwork. You can put infidelity. You can put you can put whatever you want as the reasoning for divorce. Most people, actually women who are filing for divorces, put irrevocable differences. Personally, if you dig in deeper, meaning I was bored with him, I grew out of love with him. I want to find myself. I all these really selfish reasonings. That is the shit. Okay, it's not. Oh, he put his head through. He didn't put your head through a wall. He didn't cheat on you. No, that's the thing where I want to. I personally, my handiwork. I want to stop that narrative. It is women who are bored. It is women who are, because women are filing. Women are the ones who are filing, not men. It is women who are bored of the relationship. They've fallen out of love with the man they gave years to, gave kids to. It's women who are, they want the grass is greener. Women who think that there's something better for them out there. Women that want to focus on their career or like want to find themselves and shit like that. It is selfish reasonings. Not because he was abusive and toxic. No, that is a fucking lie. So I hate that shit.
I agree with you, but in that clip, they changed up. I don't know what they're about to say, but they changed up they moved the goalposts in that conversation just now, though, because what she was talking about with him before the conversation shifted was his daughter having opened her legs to a man. That's pre-marriage. That's a child out of wedlock. She's not married yet. So she can't divorce someone she's not married to. And if she had kids with him and he's a jerk, is her dad saying, well, you got to go back to that man? What if that man won't take her back? What if he is a cheater because they're not married, so he can go make other babies with other women, right? Now, for instance, here's the one that gets everybody. Let's take Sierra, for instance. Does she have kids with Future?
She did.
She did. Okay. All right. So, but she married Russell.
Yeah.
No, she shouldn't just divorce Russell for any old reason right now. But if she had kids with Future and they knocked heads and went separate ways, if Future's slaying them all over the place elsewhere and isn't concerned about her, and she finds a man who's willing to be her husband and raise her kids, would you tell her, no, you got to go back to Future?
Here's the thing where I would tell her, you chose that man. If he was good enough to lay down to, then he's good enough to be with. This is the thing where, and here was the thing where, yes, I've always think there are better men out there. There are men that can take care of you, all that shit. There are. But here's the thing. You didn't choose those men. So I hate this, that I don't want you to now make that man suffer. Because here's the thing. However, I don't know their personal life. But how the mine is that he's the last guy's finished last shit. Because you picked him last. You settled for him. He was the man willing to take up all the responsibility. Now, he may accept it, fine. It's up to him. That's the individual cases. But in general, that shit, I dislike that. As a man that supports other men, I don't like that shit. Because here's the thing where that is when you ruin other men's life. I personally believe that's when you're ruining another man's life. Because you want this, I personally believe that you want this man to enable you, to take away your consequences, to take away your accountability. That's the shit I'm talking about. You thought Future was good enough to fuck. You thought Future was good enough to be a child, be the father of your child. Well, you're going to suffer that consequences. I'm sorry that he's a shitty man, but he was a shitty man before you gave kids to. He had, 3, 4, 5 baby mamas already.
Okay.
Before Sierra. So that's the thing where I hate that shit where you think, oh, do you want him to go back to abuser? You knew it. Do you want him to go back to the cheater? You knew he was like that. You
and
turned a
should
blind
have
eye.
him in the first place. But here's my counter argument to that though. Like, first of all, if Future's out there making babies all over the place, then he is a cheater, which one would be a good grounds for divorce, right?
Yeah.
Would be a reasonable grounds for divorce. I don't get the impression that he was trying to be in her life.
No, I don't think so too.
Right. So he has removed himself from this situation.
Yeah, the situations where you absolutely can't get with the man, fine. It is what it is.
Now I agree with you when you say like especially if he's trying to be present for his kids. No, she shouldn't be like weaponizing the children. I don't agree with any of that. Absolutely. But I wonder but I think they were talking about a different situation at first. They were talking about, hey, you messed up with this man. Well, this crappy man has gone off to be crappy elsewhere. Let him go. And if you find somebody who is willing to be your partner in the bed that you've already made, more power to you. I don't see why that would be a problem.
I mean, yeah, if you can't, like, I'm not saying, don't force a man to stay with you. I agree with that. I mean, if you can, cool. But I'm saying in situations where you chose to have kids with him, stay with him.
Oh yeah,
stay with him. That's just it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he absolutely doesn't want to be with you, then he absolutely want to be with you. That's a different case. Okay, if he's abusive, cheating, and don't want to be with you, okay, you can't force a man to be with you. But at the end of the day, if you had kids with him, stay with him. Plain and simple.
Get the fuck out of there, bro.
And if you love me, you would know.
If I love you, I what?
It wasn't the first time before you had a kid.
Facts.
It is.
Facts.
All right,
Listen.
that's
It's
fair.
funny how y'all women intuition only work when it's time to leave.
I told you my
It never
intuition
work.
never works. It's anxiety.
It never worked before you opened up your legs to him. So your intuition ain't work, and your vetting process ain't work, and none of that stuff worked until afterwards. Until you
No,
was
to
ready.
be fair, they do be ignoring red flags. I
You
give
know
you
y'all
that.
ignore
I give
red
that.
flags.
Okay, you won. What's your other question, Bookie?
All right. Is it necessary for dads to be physically present, or can we make it work some other way? So, can we keep the holiday spirit without everyone under the same roof?
Is it necessary for dads to help raise their children? Can you do it alone? Look at my lips. Fuck no, you can't do it alone. That's why this world's so fucked up right now. We got emotional, sensitive ass, over the top ass dudes, and we got women who don't know how to be submissive wives. That's why we're so fucked up now. No, we need dads and moms in the household.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree. You need the dad in there.
What?
Yeah.
Who the fuck booze to say you need to have two parents? What type of nigga is you? Oh, you come from a single.
Oh damn.
She said a weak one? Oh shit. His girl up here with him. I hope you can fight. Lace him up. Okay, so what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think we need to have two parent households, or can a woman figure it out on her own?
No, listen.
She definitely needs help. Definitely.
Like the examples that's come day in and day out just by watching is something in itself. So it's your man like this, and this. But if you ain't got no examples of it, then you can't do so. You ain't never seen it. My dad was an episode of the Cosby's, so I thought this how I was supposed to live life for a long time. But when I got out here, I had to learn the hard way. So yeah, he need to be in the house.
What about you, Anton? Do you think that you can raise a child on your own without having your wife there?
All right, well, now I got to tell you the truth, since you really want to get there. The majority of these guys is gay.
You know what? Controversially, let me say this. This is maybe a controversial thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm seeing this more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Men are getting more gay. I don't know about you guys, right? I don't know about you guys are seeing this. At least in social media, I'm thinking more guys are becoming gay. I'm seeing more and more of these guys like, oh, I could be bi, or I could I'm fine with trans women. Really? I mean, you're literally going with men dressed as women. So really, it's like I don't know about you. I mean, I'm just too old, but it's like this younger generation is like a lot of them. They're turning gay.
They're turning gay. They have different sexual preferences. I don't know.
I don't know. It's like what? This is like something in the water or some shit. But the next generation of men, a lot of them are being gay.
Well, hey, I mean, men and women aren't getting along, so
I don't know. It's like
Honest to God,
those views are 100% Anton Daniels,
No,
and not let's rant about it.
it's 100% me. I think that it's a lot of son husbands. Y'all selfish because now you're raising a son to be able to replace the man that you should have been with.
You're not wrong
So
about
what
that.
happens is that man grows up, he'll never tell you, but he resent the fact that he has to replace the husband and be the man in the house early, which he never really understood what it took to be a man. So now he operates out of his emotions and his femininity, which then leads to homosexuality. The reality is that no. We got more men now that make emotional decisions versus logic every day.
That man trying to get his
I
ass
see a
kicked.
lot of guys. It's a lot of guys out here that act like they mama. They don't act like they father.
I don't think it turns into some homosexuality, but
It
I do
does.
think that it makes them very emotional.
Very
I know a lot of
emotional.
dudes out
Very
here that crash
emotional.
out and don't know how to lead, will be upset as fuck that a woman won't submit to them.
You
How can I
cannot
submit
teach-
to you when you've never seen true leadership to know actually how to
You
lead
ain't-
a woman?
Y'all keep
How can I submit to you when whenever something goes wrong with me and I try to express myself to you, you want to match energy and give me bitchness back? How can I submit to you when every time I try to talk to you about something new, it's you trying to just throw off, oh, well, you ain't that when you did this. Nigga, we can't grow and be together in that way. It's impossible. It's two feminine energies. And a lot of times what's going on with a lot of women we don't want to talk about, a lot of women energy going masculine because there's so much bitch assness out here that we have to be masculine in situations.
And that's
You
fine.
can't say y'all, baby, because I'm not a single parent raising no boys, baby. It's a woman and a man in my household with good ass energy raising on my boys, Bookie.
Y'all
Yeah,
gonna listen to
Bookie.
Randy, and y'all gonna crash out. The fact of the matter is,
Y'all listen to Anton,
Listen,
y'all ain't gonna never get no
listen.
pussy.
that's cool. We got Tesla robots coming.
Tesla robot.
The fact of the
I
matter
heard it ain't
is,
got a coochie yet.
the fact of the matter is, no woman can truly teach a man how to be a man. No matter what
Absolute
you
fact.
say,
I agree.
no matter how you
I
frame
agree.
it,
My son 15, and
you cannot teach him how to be a man. You don't
Huh.
even know what it. Because see, the men have to suffer. They have to learn how to fail in controlled environments. You can't raise your daughters with the same
Oh, please watch older videos. We talked about this. Men having to suffer.
Yeah.
mindset that you're raising your sons with. And a lot of times they're raising them to be equal. They're not raising them to be men.
And with all due respect to Crystal, you raised your son to be the perfect man for you.
no, I didn't. That part you're wrong on.
Can I take it to, let me take it to Rico, because he been sitting here, his chest getting big, hold
I
on,
was
what you
feeling
gotta
like,
say?
I'll be honest, I was about to walk
All right,
out.
cool. What you gotta say, big God?
Although I do agree, I think that we also have to understand something, Randy.
What?
A two-parent household is not good enough when the man is just as much as a woman as the woman.
I said that.
But wait, because we gotta touch on the fact that a lot of women are marrying and procreating with women as men. So they have this little boy has a two-parent household, but he has a bitch-ass father. So for me, it's more than the two-parent household. It's about what a man really is.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about essence and boundaries. A man can make money, but if money makes the man, that's still not a man, sweetheart. But if the man is a man without the money, and the man is a man with the money, then he can raise the actual boy to become a man.
Talk your shit, Rick.
But that's my thing. So like we have a lot of men nowadays who think that they're a man because of financial establishment, and you're still a boy. You're just a boy, and you've been accepted by the woman that married you or is with you. So that doesn't make you qualified to raise another boy and to become a man because it's a hard ass job.
What do you think about that so far?
I mean, well, one, it's an interesting discussion. They're discussing feminine energies and the quality of man. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that have to go right in a household to raise a child well and to make a relationship work. So that's interesting. Actually, that would be a good discussion to have because I'm curious about. We had discussions before about like what it means to be feminine or masculine. We talked a lot about that. But like, I'm maybe we can save this for our next discussion. It's up to you.
No, yeah.
How how feminine can a man be and still be a good father?
I would say not a lot. Not a lot.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I don't disagree. But I guess I asked that question because I can imagine. I feel like I've seen both. I've seen a man who you would almost consider effeminate, but in the areas where it matters the most, they were reasonable, as opposed to a man who was like tough, a man's man.
That's the thing where the feminine energy part is that lessen the extremities. Okay, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the part where I say not a lot. Just use a little bit where you're not going over extreme.
You're right.
I don't need my son to like break down a car with his fists.
Right.
That's the extremes where I don't need my son to be a football player to show masculinity. That's the thing where it's like, no, not too much. Okay, that's the thing where you don't need too much like that. Okay, I do believe in a bit of roughhousing, but I don't. We don't need to go to extremes.
No, I agree. But I feel like I've seen men who could break down a car with their fists, but can't control their emotions well enough to.
And that's the thing, right? That's the thing where I wanted to do where I say is like if you do too much, then you're not controlling your emotions.
Yeah.
That's where I say not too much, where you temper how much you want to, instill the level of masculinity you want. Because you don't need alpha. I don't think men need to be alpha to be a masculine man. So that's the thing where balance, yeah, exactly. Balance is the key. That's where I'm talking about. So, but I think that's fun. That's what I'm saying where this is what I hate about you, because I have the best conversations when personally, okay. I mean, maybe you guys don't feel the same, but my favorite episodes are when me and my brother's talking. Okay?
Thank you, man.
Me and my brother's talking because it's good back and forth, good energy, good conversation. And I just love conversation. That's the thing where we don't have enough conversations. And I love it where this is exactly how I want these kind of episodes to go, to like be chill, be friendly, just having a conversation with men. That's what I'm talking about. So hopefully there'll be more in the future, but it is what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. It was fun, but that's it for tonight. Please, check out my other videos. Please like and subscribe. Big bars. Thank you, man, for stopping by.
Been there the whole time. That's dope.
Yeah, Elk was here. Y was here. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Okay, so thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support. If you like my brother, please, you comment, comment the video. Check out the other videos. I have plenty of videos with my friend here. All right, and I think those are good, really thought-provoking or good, sensible conversations. We had some decent conversations. Plus, whether he's talking a lot or not, it helps me. It really gets my my conversation skills going too. So hope you guys like it. But yes, thank you guys. Later, guys.
Take care. Peace.